All right, welcome back, everyone, to a live play of Nightmare Cathedral. And I have two very special guests with me, Steph and David. How are you guys?
Doing all right. Go ahead, Steph.
No, just because she's so happy to be here. Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will let you know how happy I am once the game finishes and you guys see how badly you both destroy me.
Right.
It's going to be a nightmare for you. I mean,
Oh,
it's in the title.
keep the puns coming and that'll be fine.
Rainer's here. It will be no problem.
Oh, no.
Right.
Don't encourage him.
One thing that I just want to mention before we get started, if you watched basically the live stream this morning where I was showing off some of the renders and so forth. So we're playing obviously on this is a digital version that we're playing. We're playing on Tabletopia. We're also playing without miniature figures. These are, the game is going to come with all miniature pieces, but here they look like screen printed wooden pieces, I guess you could describe it as. But everything that you see here as a wooden figure or different characters and so forth, those are all miniatures in the game. So this is just in prototype form, although gameplay as well as artwork and so forth is mostly final in the game. This is, of course, a game that, so the game is called Nightmare Cathedral. It's based on the artwork by the late Polish painter Zdzisław Beksiński. And if you're not familiar with his art, I highly encourage you, not right now, but at some point, maybe after the stream or tomorrow or so, to go take a look at that. You have probably seen his artwork in the past in different settings and so forth. Often his artwork featured very grim scenes, hence the name of the game as well. Often scenes that would invoke nightmares and horror and so forth. So, in general, this game is an objective-based area control game. Now, that does not mean that this is a game that is filled with combat and fighting and so forth. Everything is more or less deterministic. There's no die rolling to see who wins in combat and so forth. And in fact, just because you're involved in a conflict does not mean that you automatically want to win that conflict. And you'll see that as we go over some of the rules and such. So yes, for the benefit of all of you who are watching, as well as those of us who will be playing. I shouldn't say those of us, all of us who are playing. We're going to go over some of the rules. If you have any questions and so forth, I will try to get to those during the gameplay or after the rules teach and so forth. In general, the best place to start when it comes to the rules is basically to talk about the different actions. So each of us start with a set of 5 identical action cards. And each of these cards corresponds to the 5 actions that you can take in the game. So there's an action to perform a ritual, there's an action to summon, which is how you get units on the board. There's an action to fortify, which is how you strengthen your position on the board. Maneuver, you move your units around. And develop, which is how you either play cards or how you upgrade your actions to improve the actions that you have. Now let's talk about, I'm going to talk about the summoning action, but as I do that, I'm going to set something up just to represent basically what would be my starting area on the board. So we would all start with basically a home region somewhere that will have a fortress. The fortress is the only thing that we can't completely lose, so we will always have at least that fortress, and it's marked differently from the other fort pieces that we have. Because it has a different base under it. So this one over here is my fortress. I cannot lose that one completely. We will also have followers, and those, for our supply, they are in a bag, and we have a total of 20 of them. The followers are both units that we use to control the different areas on the board, and where we will use those to in combat against other players or even against some of the neutral units. There's also a Shaper, which is this winged creature that we all have. The Shaper does not participate in conflicts, but rather it has a special ability, and it's also a little bit less restricted when it comes to movement and so forth around the board. And the last unit that we have is our Dreamer, and this is basically the worker that we will be placing on the different actions. So if we look here at the top of the game board, you can see that there are a number of spaces. There are 5 spaces that are light colored and 3 spaces that are dark colored. When it's your turn, you will move your Dreamer to one of these light colored spaces, and then you'll perform the action associated with it. So basically each of these, they have the symbols that you can see on our action cards. So if I would have placed my Dreamer here on that particular one, you see the one with the arrows that corresponds to the maneuver action, so I would be performing a maneuver action. At the end of my turn, you can see how there are little arrows that leave this light colored action. That's where my Dreamer will go at the end of my turn. The only restriction is that next turn, I cannot choose an action that is adjacent to where my Dreamer is currently at. So I right now I can only choose from the 3 leftmost ones. Let's say that I pick this one in the middle. Okay, after that action, it's going to go down to this space. Now I can only choose the 2 outermost actions and so forth. So basically, which actions you take will restrict which actions you have available to you in future rounds and so forth. All right, so let's talk about some of these actions, and I'm going to start by talking about the summon action. This one does exactly what you think it does. It gets you units out on the map. It summons forces. And one thing that is interesting here, so it says, okay, each of your forts produces 2. Okay, what does that mean? Well, it means that you get 2 units, 2 of your followers in that area. Right now, I only have my starting fort, so I would basically get 2 of my units in that area. Okay, but then the action says each marked area produces 1. Okay, what does that mean? Well, every time that we take a turn, so there's this white marker that is up here. After each player's turn, it's going to move 1 step clockwise around here.
Cool.
Whatever symbol is on the space where that marker is currently at, that is considered the marked area. So you see how there's the moon symbols, the trees, and so forth. And those are the same symbols that are found on all of these areas on the board. So when it says that each marked area produces 1, that means that all of those areas, regardless of which player controls that area or is dominating that area, or even if it's dominated by the neutral forces, that side is going to get 1 more unit there. So as an example, let's say that Steph has, in this case, we're on that one that it looks a little bit like a cow's head or so. So let's say that Steph has a fort in this region here. So that region has that symbol on it. Anywhere where you have a fort, you automatically dominate the area, so Steph would get 1 unit over there. But then we're looking at this one here on the left side, just below where I placed my starting ones. Well, no one controls that area. If no one controls it, it's automatically dominated by the shadows. So basically the neutral forces would get a unit there. If there's ever a tie, so let's say that instead in this area I had 1 of mine and Steph had 1 of hers, then there's a tie, no one dominates it, then no units come out in that area. And again, wherever you have a fort, you automatically dominate it. So in this one location where Steph has a fort, even if I had all 20 of my units in that space, Steph would still dominate it because she has a fort. The fort trumps everything else. Then we count whoever has the most number of units. Unless the space is empty, then it's automatically dominated by the shadows. So whenever it talks, and there might be other things that talk about marked areas, that basically means whatever areas share the symbol with basically where the current turn order marker is at. So that's basically the summon action. I'm going to talk about the conform and descent in a moment, but basically if I took the summon action, each of my forts produces 2, and then all marked areas produce 1. So that's how that one works.
So, quick question, Rainer.
Yeah.
So, each marked area produces for everyone, like
For everyone, yep.
depending on dominance and whatnot.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fortify. This is how you get forts on the board. Now, an area either has a fort or it does not have a fort. A fort can have up to 3 levels total. And I'll talk later about why you may want to have multiple fort levels. But basically, if you have a fort, regardless of the number of levels, then basically you dominate that area automatically. And the fortify action is how you get those forts on the board. And here it says, okay, I can spend 1 or 3 of my followers to put 1 or 2 fort levels in areas under my control. So basically, any areas where I currently dominate, I can spend 1 or 3 followers from anywhere on the board to place 1 or 2 fort levels in an area that I dominate. Next one, maneuver. Maneuver gives you a couple of things. You get 4 movement points. What can you do with your movement points? Well, you can move your followers or even your shaper, which is that winged creature. You can move those around the board. It's fairly straightforward. You see how the different areas are connected with paths between them. So you can move either your shaper or one of your followers 1 space. So with 1 movement point, for example, I could move one of my followers from this space down to this one. I could move my shaper there. I could move my shaper again if I wanted to. The only restriction is that you cannot move followers out of an area where there are other followers or shadows. You can otherwise, your shaper can move freely, and you can always move into an area that has opposing units, but you cannot move out of an area that has enemy units.
With a follower.
With a follower, correct.
Okay.
Now, moving into an area that has enemy units is not automatically going to cause any kind of conflict or battle. We can peacefully coexist for any amount of time. There's no restriction on that. So basically, if Steph and I both have units in this area, that's fine. There's no problem. Right now, no one is dominating it. If later I move one in here, now I dominate that area and I get the benefits for whatever that might mean. For example, if units are produced in marked areas and so forth.
Right.
But there's a little bit more to this maneuver action. So it says, okay, you get 4 movement points and you get to spend those on moving your followers and your shaper. Then it says you get to perform a conversion in your shaper's area. Basically, wherever your shaper is at, you get to convert an opposing unit, basically giving it back to that player or putting it back into the neutral supply and replacing it with one of your own. So you convert another follower or shadow and it becomes one of your followers. And then the last thing that happens as part of this maneuver action is you resolve 3 conflicts. Now, one thing that's interesting about this one is that when it says resolve 3 conflicts, that does not mean that you have to be in those conflicts. So let's say that we have this situation on the board where we have this one region over here and all 3 of us are in that area. Okay? Whenever you have to resolve a conflict, you pick any region where there are 2 opposing forces. That can be 2 players, that can be player and neutral forces or whatever. And then you as the active player decide which of those forces, in this case if there are more in an area, you pick which ones are having the conflict. So I could decide to be involved in it. I can say, okay, maybe David, you and I are having a conflict, or maybe I decide that you and Steph are having a conflict instead. Anytime there's a conflict, players get to play combat cards, or basically you get to play development cards for their combat values that will determine basically how much damage you inflict and how much damage you're shielding yourself against, and then the outcome of that will determine how many of your units that you lose. Losing units in combat is not necessarily a bad thing. They're not going to be completely lost. Instead, any unit that you lose they're going to go down into this area down here at the bottom, which is called Limbo. You can have any number of units there, and you can spend them for certain benefits, which I'll talk about in a moment. Now, because it said that I had to resolve 3 conflicts, this first conflict, David, you lost one of your units. We resolve whatever the outcome is of that. And then now I have to resolve another conflict. I could then, hopefully, I was hoping that one of you would eliminate the other. So let's say that maybe both of yours were eliminated, even though you had more there first. And now I decide that I want to have a conflict with Steph in that area. I can pick the same area or whatever. Every time that you have to resolve a conflict, you pick one area where there are 2 opposing forces, and they have a conflict, you resolve it, and so forth.
So it's always just 2 forces.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's basically how maneuver works, how it works with conversion and conflicts. Develop, there are 2 types of cards in the game. There are more action cards. So let's see if I can... Okay, here's an example of one. So this is an upgrade to your develop action. So every card that is an upgrade, it will say at the top, upgrade, and it will tell you which action that you upgrade. If I play this one to upgrade my develop action, it just goes on top of that one, covering up any card that is underneath. What does this do? Well, it improves that action. My basic develop action lets me play up to 2 cards. A maximum of 1 can be an upgrade, then draw a card. This one lets me play up to 3 cards. Up to one of them, or a maximum of 1 of them may be an upgrade, then draw a card. So it improves some aspect of it. Sometimes it improves the main action. Sometimes it improves the conform and descent effects. Sometimes it's a combination of those things. But upgrades, basically, you can play them to cover one of the existing ones, actions that you have, and then it basically makes that one better. The other types of development cards are ploys, and the ploys, you basically just do what it says on the card. So in this one, it says, okay, one of your forts produces equal to its level. So if I have a fort that is a level 2, I would produce 2 units in that area. Now, it is important to remember one thing, and that is a value that is listed on your fortify card. At the bottom of the fortify card, it tells you a unit limit. We start with a unit limit of 3, and that means that we cannot have more than 3 followers in any areas. We can have multiple areas with 3 in them, but no single areas can have 3 of our units. Now, we could all be in the same area and all have 3 in that one. That's fine, but I cannot have more than 3 of my units in any single area. As you upgrade your fortify action, that's going to change how many you can have. Sometimes it's okay, you're still limited to 3, but maybe one of your areas can have 4, and so forth. So they will modify that in some way. So those are 4 of the actions, fairly straightforward so far. The last action that we haven't talked about is the performing of a ritual. So at the bottom of the game board, there is the ritual track. And you can see, if you're looking at that track, you see how there are some spaces that are gray, some that are blue, and then the last 2 that are red. By the way, I forgot to remove these. I'm unlocking these tokens, by the way, Steph, if you want to just move them
Sure.
out of the way. But basically, so you have, you can advance on this, on these tracks. What does this do? Well, first of all, you see how there are different symbols on those spaces. So at the beginning of the game, we're all going to have 2 markers that start here on the first bottom space. In order to climb on this one, I need to spend my followers from areas that have that symbol. So the next step here is the tree symbol. I have to remove one of my followers from an area that has a tree symbol. It just goes back into my supply, but then I move up 1 space on this track, okay? Now, as part of this action, you can advance any number of spaces as long as you have enough units to basically pay for it. And as long as you want to keep advancing. So if I have another tree symbol, I could move this marker as well. So you have 2 markers that you can freely move up. You can move one way ahead of the other one, or you can move both of them up gradually together. However you want to do it, you have 2 markers. As long as you can pay for the movement, you can move them up. Now the blue spaces are a little bit different. First of all, they are a little bit harder to climb up on. They all require at least 2 symbols. And anytime that the game gives you bonuses, it's often going to just give you a bonus of climbing on the gray spaces. So you want to give yourself the freedom so that you don't keep both of them basically locked up against the blue one, because then if you get a bonus from somewhere, you're not able to take advantage of it. The blue spaces also give you a bonus when you advance onto that space. This particular one means that I get 3 movement points. Those work exactly as the other ones. I don't get to do the ability of the Shaper. I don't resolve any conflicts. I just get 3 movement points that I can spend to move my units around. Maybe I move my units around so that I can pay for additional steps, or maybe it's something else, right? Now it also shows the symbol below. That means that you get to command a nightmare. I'll talk about the nightmares later, but that's basically what that symbol means. The next step, the gray step here, shows a broken chalice. Anytime that you see a broken chalice, those represent victory points. We will score those at the end of the game. Basically, if your markers have passed or reached at least this point, each of those markers will be worth 1 victory point. As they advance higher and higher, those victory points will increase 3, 5, all the way up to 13. This second blue space, that lets you build a fort. You basically build a fort in an area that you dominate, or you command a nightmare. This next space here, that one is just worth 5 victory points for your markers. The next space lets you move your Shaper 1 space, and then you get to perform a conversion. The next blue one, again, 3 movement points. The next one, you get to command a nightmare. The next one after that, you get to basically summon 2 of your followers in areas that you dominate. These last 2 spaces that are red, they are even more difficult to advance on. They require all 4 symbols to advance on. And the only way that you can advance on these, no matter what, because there might be some other abilities and effects in the game that might let you advance onto any space, but these last 2 spaces in red can only be advanced on by taking the perform ritual action. So that's the only way that you can get up on those 2. And that is basically the majority of those actions. Now I'm going to go back here to the perform ritual card. So basically it says climb on the ritual track. You get to climb 1 step for free before or after you spend your followers. It also talks about spending units in limbo. So you remember how any units that you lose in a conflict, they go to limbo. Any 3 units in limbo of yours, you can spend those as basically a wild. So you spend any 3 to count as a wild symbol. So before or after you spend your followers from different spaces on the board that match the symbols required by the ritual track, or any 3 units in limbo to represent any symbol. Before or after that, you get to advance 1 step for free.
All right, so that's just completely free. I don't have to worry about the symbol or anything.
Correct. That 1 step for free, but it's only gray or blue, and it's only before or after. It's never in the middle. So you either decide to take it before you do any paid steps, or you do it after all your paid ones. Those are the actions. That's basically the different actions that we will take during the game. Now, let's talk about the conform and dissent. So let's say that on my turn, I took this perform ritual. At the end of my turn, it's going to go over to this dark space. By the way, the light ones are called day faces, the dark ones are night faces. And then Steph goes over on this one. She's doing the summon action. At the end of any player's turn, you get to either conform or dissent. If your dreamer is in a night space that is adjacent to that space where the active players is doing, then you have the choice of either conforming or dissenting. If, however, my dreamer was over here, so it's not adjacent, then I can only dissent. So basically, your dreamer is adjacent in the adjacent night space, either conform or descent. Not adjacent, you can only descent, and you can always choose to pass if you don't want to perform either of those effects. Now, these are simple things. The conform for the develop, play a card, descent, draw a card. They're basically weaker effects of some of the things that you see on some of these. Sometimes it will be the ability, for example, on fortify. Normally I can spend 1 or 3 to build 1 or 2. Well, if I descent, I spend 2 of mine to build a single fort level, and so forth. So basically, it gives you different options. They're not as good as the action itself, but it still lets you do something when it's not your turn. Maybe you set yourself up for something that you can take advantage on your turn.
And obviously, upgraded abilities will provide even better consent and
Nice.
all that stuff.
So let's talk a little bit real quick about how we resolve a conflict. At the bottom of every card, for example, this develop card, you see there's a combat effect. So every card can either be played as an upgrade or for its written effect on the card, or when you're resolving a conflict, if you're involved in that conflict, you can spend 1 card for every unit or fort that you have in the area that is involved in the conflict.
And once played that way, those cards are gone.
They're discarded,
right?
yes.
Okay.
And they will just show these ones that you see here are basically attack symbols. The defense symbols, they look like shields. But otherwise, it's basically we add up all your defense and attack symbols, and that's how we determine how many units are lost in that conflict. Now, if you're fighting against another player, if any player controls or basically dominates that area, they get to play their card last, so you get the benefit of dominating. So if you're being attacked in an area where you dominate, the other player has to play their card face up, and then you play yours afterwards. If there's a tie, then basically you both just play them face down, and then you reveal them. Anytime that you're fighting against the neutral units, you play your card first, and then we reveal the top card of this combat deck, and it basically there's a predetermined effect here based on the number of basically the number of shadows that are in that area, 1, 2, or 3. That is the effect that they have. Now, whether you win or lose against the shadows, if you win, then you get the victory effect, and if you are defeated, then the defeat effect happens. And that's the majority of things that will happen during the first portion of the game. Now, one of the key things to victory in the game is to basically being able to fulfill as many of these objective cards or dream cards as possible. Every dream card, it has an effect, it has a name at the top, and then it tells you an effect below. It will either say at the end of any player's turn, or it might say anytime. And basically, whenever you are eligible to play it based on the timing of the card and the triggers on this one, at any time, if I play at least 1 upgrade and start a battle in a single turn, whether that's on my turn or anyone else's turn, if I'm able to trigger that through a conform or descent, then I reveal this one. I have now scored it. I will discard this to my personal discard pile. At the end of the game, I will get the victory points indicated by the chalice. And then we see some of the cards, not all of them, but a lot of the cards are going to show either 1 or 2 cathedral symbols. Whenever a cathedral symbol is shown, we will take the next cathedral piece from this cathedral track here at the top of the board, and we will add it to the cathedral space that is in the middle of the board. And this is basically the Nightmare Cathedral that is in the title of the game, that is slowly growing in presence in the middle of the game board. Now, a lot of these spaces, as you can see, they have different symbols on them. This next one here, I did not mean to move that whole thing.
Oh, wait.
Did I put...
Yeah, let me...
Don't taunt the Nightmare Cathedral.
Got it.
Uh-oh. Now there's another one.
Yep. Okay, there are some under...
Gotta lock that down.
There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna lock this one.
I don't know where those go.
So basically, if I this first symbol here, that one doesn't do anything, but this next one, you can see that it has the symbol that lets you summon, so you'd get 1 unit. This next one lets you move your shaper and so forth. Some of the later ones are gonna summon more shadows onto the game board and so forth. And then there's this top right one here that shows a plus with and cards with the 2 symbol. That basically transitions the game into stage 2. We will get some more powerful cards that will be added into the mix. And once the cathedral is completely built, so once we've moved past the last 2 spaces, this whole game board is going to flip. I'm not going to show you what's on the other side right now, but there's basically a big gaping maw on the other side of this track. And at that point, the 2 nightmares that are in play are also going to come out on the board. From that point on, there's a possibility for units to be devoured. Devoured units go into that gaping maw, ne'er to be seen again. But there will also be ways that we can command these nightmares. I don't know if you remember, some of the spaces on the ritual track give you the bonus of commanding a nightmare. Yeah. That only triggers if we are in that phase, basically once the nightmares are on the board. But when you command a nightmare, and you can command each nightmare a maximum of once per turn, you basically resolve the effect. Some of them, like this leftmost one here, you move exactly 2, and move the nightmare exactly 2 spaces. You must devour 1 shadow or 1 follower per area you move through, or stop on unless the area is empty. For each devoured unit, you get to move up 1 step, 1 gray step on the ritual track. And then they show, at the bottom, they show a devoured limit. Now the rightmost one here doesn't have a devoured limit, but it's always otherwise the higher of the 2, so it's going to be in a 3-player game. If there are 14 devoured units, that will trigger the end of the game. And the game will be over either when we reach the limit of the number of devoured units, so in this case 14, or if any player reaches the last space on the ritual track, or if we have gone around this turn order track here. Every time that we go around it completely, then this time marker is going to move down a step. And if the time marker ever gets to the 4th step, the game ends immediately. Otherwise, if it ends through one of the other means, either devoured units or reaching the end of the ritual track, we play until everyone has had an equal number of turns.
All right.
And that's basically it.
No problem.
Yeah. Now, David, you look like you are so eager to be the first player.
You do look that way? I was trying to make my non-eager face.
I think we have determined unanimously that you look like you want to be the first player.
How about that?
I like being first. I got promoted to first player yesterday, so it's your turn.
Yeah, and you won.
That's true. It's the winning position.
That's correct. So the first thing that we're going to do, there are actually a couple of things that are going to happen. The first thing that we should do, after I put this card back in here.
I assume your marker should be back on the 0 space on the track down.
No,
here?
I get to start 1 step ahead.
That's nice. That's nice. I'm just going to put you down there anyway, though.
Yeah, okay. So the first thing that's going to happen is that we all, starting with you, David, we get to start with 1 upgraded action. So I'm going to reveal cards from this deck until I find an upgrade, and that one will be yours.
Ooh, give me a good one.
It is. Here you go. So you're going to start with an upgraded maneuver.
I just lay that on top of it, or?
Yep.
And so your maneuver, instead of giving you 4 movement points, gives you 6. And then you perform a conversion in your shaper's area, and then you resolve 3 conflicts. If you hold down Control, it won't force them to be stacked together.
Okay.
I will start with this one. I haven't looked at what it is yet. And Steph, you get this one.
I guess I'm going rituals.
And then we're putting these back, and we're going to shuffle these. And my upgrade is Summon. Oh, nice. So basically, it's the same as my Forge produce 2. Each marked area produces 1. But then my Shaper produces 2, which is nice. We can live with that. The other thing that is going to happen is that all of us are going to get 2 of these dream cards. I'm going to deal those to all of us. So you get 2 of those. And then we're getting 3 of these development cards. So I'm dealing 3 of those as well. And then in addition to that, we also have a basic combat card. This basic combat card is special. Basically, you will always have this card. The only ability that it does, you can't discard it for any other effect other than basically using it in combat. It deals 1 damage, and after you use it in combat, you return it to your hand. So even if you're resolving 2 conflicts in 1 turn, after each conflict, it immediately comes back into your hand. So this card is always available for you to use as one of the cards that you would play during a conflict.
So here's a silly question, potentially. Why wouldn't you ever play that card?
Because you have better cards. Because you can only play so many
cards.
cards.
Oh, I see. Only 1 card per. I forgot. All right.
Now, David, because you are the first player, you're going to get to place some units out on the board. And basically, so you see, if we're talking about the spaces on the board, so there are effectively 4 corner spaces, right? Those are the starting areas.
Yeah.
So you have to place your starting fortress, your shaper, and 2 of your followers in one of those regions. And then you have to place units in any other region. Depending on where you're placing it, if you're placing followers in the area, basically if you claim one of the areas immediately around the cathedral, you only place 1 of your followers in those. If you're claiming one of the other 8, then you place 2 of your followers in that area. Now, since we all have to claim 1 starting area and 1 non-starting area, you decide which one you want to claim first. Do you want to go for one of the starting areas to make sure that you have a good place to start from? Do you want to go for one of the other ones? It's up to you. At the end, we each have to claim basically 1 of each of them.
I see. So I'm going to go ahead.
This, by the way, this is going to be a snake draft, so you get first choice, then I get 1, then Steph gets to claim both of her areas, and then it goes back to me.
I see. Well, I'm going to claim my starting area and just be, oops. Do I need to lift this fort by the base?
Yep.
All right. And you said one of the 4 corners, right?
Yep.
And my fort goes there, and my
Shaper, bat, eagle thing.
This thing?
No, the
no.
one with the wings, and then you get 2
and
of your...
2 of the followers.
Yep.
Oh, in that section?
Yeah. Rainer, what looks good to you?
I mean, I liked what I had going on last time.
But you lost.
But I lost, but I still liked it. I really liked it. But I'm going to go over here where you were last time.
I like that. If you didn't go there, I was going to go there again.
I'm not going to win here, but I can pretend.
All right,
Well,
I'll choose this moon section.
That seems good. As far away from me as possible.
Yeah. And then I place 2 dudes somewhere.
Or 1. 2 or 1, depending on where you go.
No. We're going to place 2 dudes.
And what's the difference between 2 or 1?
If it's a space immediately surrounding the cathedral, you only place 1. Everywhere else, you place 2.
I see.
Sure. What can go wrong?
Oh, nothing. And I want to place... I'm going to do the kind thing. And the kind thing is obviously to...
That doesn't seem kind.
You really want the antler heads.
Yep.
Oh, why is that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
He took his home region as antlers,
Actually,
and then he took
I don't
the
want to double up on
secondary
that.
region as antlers.
That's a bad idea. I'm gonna change my
See,
mind.
I'm trying to help Rainer because I know
I'm gonna go over on this space.
he really doesn't need it. I'm sure.
Oh, you're going over there all by yourself, huh?
That's just a little baby unit. Just one little thing. Now what?
So now, David, you get to claim your last space.
I'm looking at what you guys have done, and it concerns me.
I just picked the spots that will really highlight the red pieces.
Well, I'm going to choose the spots where I can be hidden among the dirty yellow. I'm going to go right here, I think.
That seems like an excellent choice. Seems
Yeah.
like it. Now,
I mean,
David,
I'll just trust that you guys will say, David, that seems kind of dumb.
You will be ecstatic to know that all the areas that are empty will now be filled with shadows.
Oh, I'm ecstatic.
It's 2 shadows on each, right?
Yeah, 2 except for the ones that are surrounding the cathedral, yes.
Gotcha.
See, aren't you excited already, David?
I am.
I mean,
I think we're just missing
could this have gone any better?
My ecstatic face is a lot like my eager face.
Now you get
both are a lot like my confused face. So just
you're gonna get another excellent choice to make here. You basically get to put your dreamer in any night space in that action track, which basically just limits where you can go for the first turn. It also tells us where we should not go because you will go elsewhere, and that means that we can potentially trigger the conform actions.
So you said I'm putting it in a night space?
In a night space, one of those 3 dark spaces, yep.
Ideally somewhere where you're not going to take your first action.
Yeah. That would be problematic. And thank you for that, Steph, because I have been that dense.
Hey, it's really easy to forget, but it's really easy to correct.
Oh no, believe me, like I'm the guy when you're playing the crew that people are like, "Why did you do that?"
Why?
I don't know why my units got moved away from my home area, but
you like to keep things highlighted.
I suppose if you go there, that I will go here.
Oh, Steph's lining up all of her units. They are eager.
They're ready to come out.
Oh, Steph can go in the same place. I wasn't.
Yep.
You didn't have to worry about it.
Okay.
So
yeah, I
now,
guess I didn't have.
You have the distinct pleasure of taking the first turn of the game.
Oh, that's very exciting. Now, again, everything on these cards is mandatory, right?
Yes.
If
I mean,
you can do a conflict,
if it's possible,
you have to. Okay. I learned that the hard way.
Okay. And again, on the conflict, the base value is the units themselves.
No, you're
or
just
that's just how many cards I can play.
So let's say that no one plays any cards.
Yeah.
Then you just look at whoever dominates the area wins. If there's a tie, then the active player chooses who wins.
And when I'm fighting one of you, as opposed to you said they're called shadows.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm fighting you, the result is always just a loss of units, or
so you first of all lose units if you have basically attack in excess of how. So if you and I are having a conflict, and you do more damage than I can defend against with shields, for each damage that goes through, basically, I lose one of my units to limbo. Now, let's say that I'm in an area with a fort. Any additional damage that I would have taken goes against my fort levels.
Okay.
So, But then at the end of the conflict, we determine the winning side. The winning side, regardless of how many units were lost in battle, is the side that dominates the area. And the first thing that we look at is, does the player have a fort? If you do, you automatically win. That means that anytime there's any kind of conflict in your home area, you automatically win at the end of that because you have your fortress there. It can never be lost. If there's no fort, then we look at whoever has the most units. And if there's a tie, then the active player chooses. The losing side has to retreat to an adjacent empty area or an adjacent area that they dominate. If they can't do so, any of those units that are unable to retreat are also lost.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see how this goes. And remind me the ability of my sorry, what's the winged person
Shaper.
called? The Shaper. Where was it that he converts?
So in his region, that's with the maneuver action. So you perform a conversion in your Shaper's area.
There we go. Thank you. All right. Well, I am going to maneuver. So I'm going to go here, right?
Yep.
And then I can move. I have 6 movement points.
Yes, you do.
So that would be 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
This would be 2, 3, 4, 5.
And you don't have to spend all of them if you don't want to, but
5, 6.
Ooh.
all right.
And then go ahead.
Yeah, now you convert 1 in your Shaper's area.
Yep. So what happens to the shadow?
It just goes back in this bag.
Okay. And I should probably retrieve these 2 demo guys from Limbo, right?
We could keep them there.
Oops. And then one of my guys comes to replace him?
Yep.
All right. And now it's time for the battle?
Correct. So you now have to resolve 3 conflicts, and you have 2 choices. And you're in both of those areas.
All right. So obviously, if you can't resolve a third, you don't resolve a third.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, let's resolve this one up here first with me and you.
All right. So now you can play up to 3 of your development cards from hand, and I can play. I can play up to 1 of mine.
And we play these simultaneously face down?
So basically, because you are currently dominating that area, I would play mine first.
Oh, okay.
And there is, and I don't have to play any if I don't want to.
Okay.
And in this case, I know that you can defeat me no matter what I play. So I'm not going to play any. And if you don't play any, then you're still going to win because you have the most units.
But you could always play the one that just does 1 attack anyway.
Correct.
Just for the heck of it?
Well, yeah, because you always get it back.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but it's not really going to do anything, though, right?
Well, this will kill one of your units.
It would kill one of your units because you don't have a shield.
Oh, I see. You're talking to Rainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't want to, that's fine.
I mean, you can. That's what you should do.
I don't know that I should, because I don't mind if I get a unit in Limbo. I don't necessarily want you to have units in Limbo, so.
Oh, interesting.
And,
all right, so then
the only reason for that is sometimes there are cards, like some of these dream cards might tell you that you should have units in Limbo or whatever, and if nothing else, you can spend 3 of them as a wild symbol for advancing on the ritual track.
All right, so
you're killing mine. Yep.
Okay, and this card comes back to me?
And this one just goes over here.
And this is when I would play a card, a dream card potentially, that says win a battle against an opponent?
Yes.
Yes. If you have one of those.
So I have that right there.
Yep.
It gives me 2 points at the end of the game, and Cathedral
Wow.
gets built.
Yep. And you can just flip that one over after resolving it because we're not going to do anything with it basically until the end of the game. And then the next piece is just this one that is going to come out, and I'm just going to put it out
I
here.
already did it.
Oh, yes, you did, actually.
Done.
And then the other conflict is this play out differently because it's a shadow, right? We're going to use this deck of cards.
Correct. So you
Yes.
need to play your cards first.
Okay, so even though I'm dominating, I
Correct.
still have to do that.
Yep.
Okay. And can you give me a little reminder? What kinds of cards do we see here? There's always some claw marks.
Not
usually
always.
like double.
Sometimes,
It's like
sometimes
claws and shields and
Yep.
claws and claws and shields and shields.
it will be some combination of them. Sometimes they only defend. Sometimes they only attack. Sometimes they do a mix of them.
Okay,
So-
where should I play these, Rainer? What's the best place to play these cards?
Where to play
Doesn't
them?
matter.
On
Yeah,
the
just
table.
visually for you. I don't know if you're showing this off on the screen. or-
anywhere
I have
is
them
fine.
in my play area.
I would say that it's probably easiest if we play them here on the right side because that's not in a player's
Right here?
area. Yeah.
All right, it's conflict zone.
Correct. So you're doing a total of 3 damage,
Yeah,
and you have 1 shield.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect. So
And then we reveal this one. And in this case, there's only one shadow in that area. They do 1 damage, which you block.
I see.
So you block it, you take no damage, but you kill that 1 unit. Shadows don't go to limbo, they're just discarded.
And then I get this card back, but that other card goes.
The other one is discarded right over here. Now, because you won, you get the victory condition on this conflict card, which says produce up to 2 followers in any area that is empty or under your control. So basically any area that is empty or that you dominate. So that area that you left, you could technically put 2 units in there if you wanted to.
The tree one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. It's just any one area?
Any one area that you either dominate or that is empty.
All right.
Wow, that was really good.
You cannot put it
He's
in
gonna
that one
kill
though,
us.
because you have a limit. Remember, you have a unit limit.
Oh,
of
that's
3.
right. That's right. That's right. My bad. My bad. Uh-oh.
Cheating already.
It's just my style.
The way it goes.
All right.
Yep.
I completely forgot about that limit. Thank you.
And now there are no other areas where there are 2 opposing sides, so that 3rd conflict cannot be resolved. And that basically concludes your action. Now, what you do is you discard any number of dream cards that you have. So if you don't think that you can complete. Oh, by the way, I forgot. We should have 3 of them up here. Any
face up.
dream cards that you don't want to keep, you don't think that you can fulfill them or whatever, will get discarded. I didn't discard to the right place, by the way, Steph. They should be discarded at the bottom of this deck.
Okay.
So basically, if you can't, if you would like to, you may discard any number of your dream cards, and then you draw up to a hand of 2. This is the only time that you redraw dream cards. So you get to take basically one of those face-up ones.
Ah, okay. So you just always have 2?
You always have 2. No, you don't always have 2, but at the end of your turn, you're going to have 2.
Okay.
Not
It's
necessarily, because you have end
Actually,
of turn
yes,
dream
that is
cards.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that happen after.
At this point, at this very point of your turn, you will
Okay.
have 2. Now, if you have more than 8 development cards, including your basic combat card, you discard the excess. Otherwise,
Good.
before the official end of your turn, now Steph and I can, in turn order, basically follow your action. And because we have our dreamers in a night space that is adjacent to your space, we
You
can
can do either.
choose to either conform or dissent with our maneuver. So basically, whatever action cards that we have, it is our cards that are both used for our own actions as well as when resolving the conform or dissent effect. So I can produce a total of 2 in areas under my control. That's a little bit lame because I could only put 1 over there in the fortress, so I'm just going to do the dissent option, which means that I get to draw a card.
And I'm adding 2 dudes to the map. 1 in my home area, 1 in the other area I control.
Yep. And at this point, we have both either conformed or dissented. Now your turn will officially end, and you will move this one here. At this point, anyone who is able to play a dream card that says, at the end of any player's turn, now is when you would play it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Otherwise, this marker moves forward, and it is now my turn. I don't like what you did. But as
not
a
very nice.
thank you, okay.
Talking about
that's
little old
not-
me?
What?
You talking about little old me?
I don't know what I'm talking about, actually.
So that white piece up at the top moved 1 space then?
Yes.
After me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I'm going to be
Alright.
nice to you, even though you were not nice to me. That's because that's how I am. I'm going to come over here to develop. So I get to play up to 2 cards. Max of one of them can be an upgrade, and I'm going to upgrade my develop. So in the future, I can play more cards. Now I can still play another one. Sure. I'm going to play... Oops. I'm going to play this particular ploy. So this ploy says that I place 3 shadows anywhere, and then I will climb 1 of the gray steps on the ritual track. 3 shadows anywhere. Do you realize the flexibility I have with that, David? I think we're going to put them here. This seems like a good...
I need some
good
friends.
space
It's
for
okay.
them to live.
I need some friends.
And then I get to advance 1 step here. And then at the end of that develop, I draw a card.
It's very interesting.
And do I have... And I don't think I have any...
I assume when we follow in turn order?
yes.
Is it? Okay.
So I'm not... I don't need to discard anything. I'm keeping my... At least I think I do. Yeah, I'm keeping mine. So, Steph, you get to dissent or do nothing.
I drew a card.
And David, you get to conform or dissent.
I am going to draw a card. That's the middle cards at the bottom here, right?
The ones with the... yes, those. Correct.
All right.
And then we move this marker.
Very tricky. Very tricky.
And it's now Steph's turn.
Yes. And just like that, I regret
Everything.
my initial placement of my dreamer. Because now I can only do develop or ritual.
That is correct.
Yes, I see. So I hate to give you all these amazing options by doing that. So instead, I'm just going to go over here to ritual, which is probably not my best play. Advance 1 space for free, and then spend 1 of my moon dudes to go up the moon.
Is moon dude the technical term?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Is that the original subtitle of the game, Rainer?
The Moon Dudes.
Yeah.
Moon
Nightmare
dude.
Cathedral, Moon Dudes Return.
Yes.
By the
Maybe
way,
a
it was
sequel?
nice earlier today. So we had a panel discussion with basically the licensing partner, which is the Historical Museum of Sanok, which is the hometown of the painter, and they said that they were so happy with the faithful representation of the artwork in the game, and they felt like the game really does justice to both with how the miniatures are produced to basically bring some of those the 2D paintings right to life and
Cool.
such in general. So that was
That's
really
nice to
cool
hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So I'm done.
All right.
And
well,
you
I'm
must
going to draw a card as
Yes.
my descent.
descent into darkness.
Indeed.
And I'm also drawing a card.
Michael. Nightmare Cathedral, Moon Dudes. Nightmare Cathedral 2, Horrific Boogaloo.
Oh boy. There's someone that's in my general age bracket. It's on me, right?
Yes.
So my only choices are where you just went to perform a ritual, or the little icon that looks like a three-headed thing.
No, you can go build forts too.
Yep. You have the 3 leftmost ones.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, Steph, I figured out, by the way, what these markers are. So technically we can mark them on the spaces where we will be taking the actions.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what they were.
So basically every...
I got you. If you want to plan out that
So-
far. I did it for the first turn of the game last time.
Right.
After that,
If I were to fortify, I could not build a fort here where I am 2 against 3 shadows, correct?
That is correct. You
Because I have to dominate the space.
That is correct.
All right. You know what? I am going to do a thing.
I do not.
I
know
will
what,
do
but-
that anyway. So I'm going to fortify. Spend 1 to 3 of your followers to build 1 to 2 fort levels in an area under your control. So this area right here, I can spend 1 of these guys.
Yep.
Put
That is
a
correct.
fort level.
Yep.
And this just goes back in my bag?
Yep.
All right.
Actually, put it in my bag instead.
Oh, that's an interesting... I
It's a
trust you,
twist.
Rainer. And then one of my forts come out?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And forts, nothing can happen to forts, or something can happen to forts?
If you would need to lose units in excess of the followers that you have there, you start losing fort levels.
Okay.
Nothing
so they are
can
not...
happen to the last level of your home fortress.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So I think that's all I do on that turn, right?
That was a very exciting turn. Now you
I
can
know.
still discard dream cards if you want, and you can still, if you have in excess of 8 development cards, you have 2.
And it's just the developments, right?
Yes.
I am good.
And I have to dissent or do nothing. I can spend 2 to build a fort level in an area under my control, and I will.
I did that as well.
Yep. So I'm spending those 2. Okay, I need to not have this.
Rainer, you said I could just discard one of the dreams I have and take a new one?
Yep.
All right. And where did the discard go?
It goes underneath the deck. If you hold shift when you're putting it back on top of the deck, then it will put it at the bottom instead.
All right. Done. And then I'll take...
All right. I get to do cool stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I don't know what I want to do. Actually, I do know what I want to do.
Yeah.
Sounded like the Kool-Aid man when he'd like
Ooh,
was just really chill.
I am going to summon.
Ooh.
Don't
We like that. We do.
So, oh, by the way, this one should. Oh, yes, it's moved. So I get each of my forts. Each of my forts will produce 2, and then every marked area will produce 1, and then my shaper will produce. So first, I put 2 in my home area, and now all of the ones that have that gravestone on them are going to produce.
They get shadows?
They get, they get whoever
Dominates
the area. So
does that mean I get one?
No,
you get
2.
Oh,
Nice.
so good.
Do you
for
see how
him.
nice I am?
That was
Well,
really
Unlike
nice.
the shenanigans that
You
you
get
pulled
yours.
earlier.
You're just a sweetheart.
I don't like it. I put 2 dudes in my this area.
And then my
performing.
shaper would produce 2 more, but my limit is still 3, so I can't do anything else.
Wow.
Both of you can either conform or dissent, your choice.
And that was
summon.
Summon.
I did that.
Each of your forts produces 2.
And
And
yes,
I
Michael,
assume
that's the official name of it. It's this area.
Since my fort here has 3 followers, it couldn't produce 2, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
You could back here though.
Yeah, I could still do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Right. And that was Rainer. So now it's me. Time to play some cards. All right. Play up to 2 cards. The maximum of one of these could be an upgrade. Then draw a card. Hey, guess what? I'm going to upgrade my develop. How about that? Seems great. And then what else can I do? Oh, I don't like that as much. All right, I'm going to try this, see what happens. So it says I get 2 movement points, then perform a conversion in my shaper's area. All right, so obviously I should move this shaper dude.
I mean, if you want to.
It seems like a good thing.
Does it though?
Probably not. It's probably a mistake. And then I get 1 more movement point, so I will end up going here. All right, I'm going to try to battle this for this area here.
Do you want me to sing battle music?
That'd be great.
Oh, sweet. Dun, 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 dun.
I like it. All right, well, let's try this card. I always seem to fail at combat in this game, so hopefully not this time.
And
Oh,
here is-
I can only spend 1, though.
Yep.
I can only spend 1 card, so.
And this is theirs. They only have 1, so they
They
do
have
1 attack.
1.
And you block
Oh,
it.
that was a nice card.
Sweet. And I killed it.
Indeed, you did. So you get the victory.
So I get 1 card. Not as good as taking over a bunch of regions.
Da, 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 da.
What did I do? So anytime I could play this, it says battle. Anytime when a battle against shadows, I assume that counts. Cool. So I did that.
Did that one have a cathedral icon?
It did indeed. Here we go. What is that? What do I win for that? Putting out this piece of the cathedral.
You get to basically summon 1 in an area that you dominate.
Oh,
Acceptable.
Did I get things for putting out cathedral pieces?
You did not, because your cathedral piece was lame.
Oh. That's what's one of my dream cards is put out lame cathedral pieces.
Oh, well, then you're good.
So
No, the first 2 don't have any effects. It's all the other ones that have effects.
well, you're welcome. I just was getting things going for everybody.
Right?
Cool.
Out of the goodness of your heart.
That's the
I
only
want
part of my heart.
All right, my turn is complete, so you guys can do your
All right.
stuff.
Descent. Yep.
I'm drawing a card.
I think I'm going to draw 2 cards.
Wait, how's that? Oh.
No, I'm
How do you
not.
do- How do you
I
draw
am
2
not
cards?
going to draw 2 cards.
What, do you have a good developed card or something?
It's decent.
Oh, you have a better developed card anyway.
Yep. But I'm going to use the... Oh, no, I can't. I have to descent because I'm not over there. So I was so excited for a moment, but...
Rainer gets confused
Yeah.
about where he's located on the board.
Oh, this is going to be so good. So good.
What's this?
So
That's
forts
the
are
Played, so it should
your,
be discarded.
your
Yes.
fortress is your home base fort.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, David,
Now everybody come play cards.
What's that? Oh.
Yep.
So is everyone done?
Yes.
And my choices are the 2 far left and right extremes, right?
that is correct.
Let's see here. I'm silly. I am going to.
So you should know, David, that you're missing out on something. Because
Oh, do you have that candy?
Yep.
Oh, I'm good.
Is it terrible candy or something?
Oh, have you never had Steph try that candy?
He tried to get me to try it.
I can tell you from experience.
that it's excellent.
Maybe you should try it once, but once was enough for me.
It's a
That's fair.
life-changing experience.
I mean,
Okay.
that's fair. That's fair. I'm doing the perform ritual.
Okay.
I climb on the ritual track, climb 1 step for free, right?
Before or after, yes.
Before or after. Very, very good. So I basically need trees and moons.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Rainer, I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm not going to let you stop me. But after I do it, I want you to give me a thumbs up or thumbs down on the sanity with which I was taking this turn. I'm going to wait for my freebie.
I'm gonna mention one thing now, by the way, that is maybe important later when you're doing this action.
Okay.
Even if you're taking your last unit out of an area,
Mhm.
let's say that it was an area that you previously dominated. You continue to dominate that area until the end of your turn.
Oh, interesting.
So
Thank you. So I'm going to take this person out of this tree area. This goes back in my bag.
yes. Now, if you think that there's a chance that you might want to undo anything, it's recommended that you put them next to the track just so that you can kind of track which ones you've paid for or whatever. But if you're sure that you're not gonna
I'll
need
just
to undo,
do that for demonstration purposes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that to move this here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take this guy. Whoops. To do the same thing.
Yep.
To move this here. And then I'm going to take my freebie to move this here. Sound good?
Sure.
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 Your sure sounded.
Um,
Sure didn't sound like it was
Sure.
super
No,
smart
I
of you
mean,
to do that.
no. This was not bad at all.
I just figured I might avoid a conflict if you guys forced me to fight those shadow guys.
Correct.
And
Also,
I was
it
gonna.
would have been cooler if you could have gotten to that blue space, but
Yes, I agree wholeheartely.
so like being able to use your free movement for that is obviously better. But otherwise, there was nothing inherently wrong with that. So I can choose to either conform or dissent. If I conform, I get a free step. If I dissent, I draw a card. I will conform because that's how cool I am.
Yeah, you're cool.
You are cool. The cool kids are all conforming.
All right, I guess I'm not cool then because I did the opposite.
You dissented?
Seems like
It's
it.
unfortunate.
You're a rebel.
That's how it goes.
All right. Wow.
This feels like a unique game for you guys, Rainer.
Well, I mean, we have not had any games that are called Nightmare Cathedral in the past.
Right,
So-
it's unique.
Yeah.
There is
No,
a
I mean
track
it
though.
is definitely different from us. We've had other games with miniatures and
Sure. I'd say
dudes on a
like
map,
Dark
like
Ages
Dark
and stuff.
Ages and stuff.
Yeah.
But this one is definitely different. It's also, I think, it's a little bit more hybrid than I think people might think at first. Like when you're thinking area control, first of all, you think, well, that's going to suck with 2 players, and that it's going to be more take that aspects of, like, I don't care that you sent one of my units to limbo earlier. I mean, I'm going to pretend that I do, but it's not.
You're not pretending well that you care because you just
okay.
said you didn't care.
But otherwise, yeah, I mean, it's not. There are a lot of other things going on in the game as well. So, yeah.
Sure. Oh yeah, the dream cards are fun.
So I'm gonna come over here and develop because I'm done pretending that I want to help David. And max. So now I'm using my upgraded develop, which is I can play up to 3 of them. Max 1 of them can be an upgrade, then draw a card. I'm going to start with playing this card right here. So this one says that I get to perform up to 2 conversions in a single area adjacent to my shaper, and then resolve a conflict. And I think I'm going to convert these to, let me see which ones I need. No, I'm not that cool yet. Actually, am I? What do I need?
Someday.
Yes, I do need that. Okay. So I'm going to convert these 2 over here. These 2 followers, or sorry, these 2 shadows. Okay, I'm just going to put this one back and then get 2 of mine. And now I get to resolve a conflict. And again, that conflict can be mine or someone else's. It's unfortunate that you moved your people out. But Steph, I seem to recall that you are sharing a space.
Not me.
Well, I have to. I have no other choice. So you're going to be having a conflict here with these 2 followers. No, with these 2 shadows.
To decide what I want to do, I can only play up to 1 card.
Yep.
All right, let's try this.
So
Good luck to me.
You don't get a card for the shaper?
No, you don't.
Okay.
All right, so you're playing that one, and they are doing. Yep, and then just resolve or reveal those. So you're blocking 1. They only do 1. So, ooh, you take out
2.
You take out
Don't
2
they
of
do...
them. Oh,
yeah,
never
but
mind.
don't
Sorry,
they
it's
do
the other
2?
one. Yes. So you block 1. But yours gets killed. But then you do 2 to them, so both of theirs get killed.
Am I now dominating the region, or because they still...
So, no, you're not dominating. Basically, they dominate anywhere where it's empty.
My shaper does nothing?
Your shaper does nothing.
Oh,
but guess what?
I did not know that.
You are defeated. You must discard a card.
No! Can I discard the basic combat?
No.
So what defines defeat on that card? Because she took out them and they took out her.
We at the end of combat, we look to see who dominates that area. If you have a
I
fort,
see.
you automatically dominate. Otherwise, we look for majority. If no one has majority, then no one dominates. Unless it's empty, then the shadows automatically dominate.
I see.
All right, that was my first card. This is fun. I now get to play two
No.
more. So much exciting stuff going on. So I'm going to do this one, this ploy. I get to climb one step on the ritual track, one gray step. How about I climb... no, not that one, because that's not mine. This one is mine. Then I can discard 2 cards to go up a blue step. Right? Yes. So this one's going to be over here, and I'm discarding... I'm discarding this one and that one. Right, now I have one left that I can play, and I'm going to play a Fortify to upgrade my Fortify action because I am cool like that.
Yeah.
And that is my turn. So, Steph, you get to conform or dissent, and David, you get to dissent.
Yeah. I could play a card, not an upgrade. I should probably do that. That's just not great. That's also not great. No, no, no. I mean, I could do that. It just depends on what I want to do next turn. You know what? I will play this. It's not great, but it is something. I will spend 2 dudes to go up the gray spot, which is just my lowest one possible because I can't go into blue. But then I get to draw a card, so maybe I'll a better card.
I paid this, but I never actually resolved it, which means that I get 3 movement points.
I assume you meant to move your color up.
I mean,
I'll go. You can still take the benefit even, and I'll just go there.
I get to move 3. This seems like the thing that I'm doing. So, they're right here. Right.
So I did that, and then you're done, I guess?
Yep.
Okay, I will go and
Did you dissent,
summon...
David?
I just did. I was waiting until she was done.
Okay, so I am going to summon to my forts. And then I guess the marked areas also get that. Which is not cool. Not cool. Oh, wait, it's a tree, right? Yeah, I put out 2 shadows, 3 shadows. Where's the last tree? Oh, it looks like Raynor gets one.
Nice. There is Senor Azul.
There is Senor Azul.
What's up?
So I am done.
And what was the action?
Summon. So you can conform or dissent. I have to dissent. Oh no! my descent means that I get to climb a space on the ritual track. How
Me
sad.
too. Oh, and I can climb to the blue on this one? If
No,
I
yours
descend?
it's basically one of the gray steps.
Oh, I see.
You know, I sort of look like a parrot on your shoulder.
You are a parrot.
Bach.
I'm gonna have to turn on the cameras here. Can we just watch this for a while instead of the game? I love it. Okay.
Everybody loves Senor Azul. It's just how it is.
I mean, that's how it goes, you know, because I'm sort of cute like that.
Okay, I'm gonna try something funky.
Ooh.
I mean, for
Good
me
luck.
anyway.
Okay, then I'm less excited.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know exactly. I'm gonna develop.
Ooh.
Yeah, I bet you're happy about that. You conformer, you. And this lets me play up to 2 cards, and one of them can be an upgrade. So I am going to upgrade.
I mean, I'm going to descent, but
Sorry, I need to look at a couple of my.
your awesome options.
Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade my fortify.
What would-
And
what
then
would be
I'm
one
going to.
step better than upgrading your fortify?
What's that?
Upgrading your 55.
Oh. And so it begins.
Or 65.
All right, and
You
then
know,
I'm gonna
4 to 5, 4 to 6, whatever it takes.
It's fine.
What?
And then I'm going to play this ploy card here. So, Rainer, you want to help me execute this? It says receive 2 MP.
Yep.
So I'm going to move twice and then perform a conversion in your Shaper's area, then resolve 1 conflict.
Yep.
All right, so I can move my Shaper for one of those, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I move it here, and then I move another one somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll move the other one here.
Yep.
And then I can perform a conversion, so I'm going to do that on Steph.
Rude.
Whoa.
So that guy becomes
he
one of
gonna
my
convert you to?
To the dark yellow.
The light
color.
side, the dirty yellow.
The dirty yellow color.
All right. So I perform the conversion, and then my card, where'd my card
I put
go?
it back on top. So now you have to resolve a
thank you.
conflict.
I can resolve 1 conflict, and I am going to resolve that. I don't know if Steph, will you be less mad at me if I don't conflict here?
It's whatever you would like to do.
Well, I know, but I'm trying to negotiate. I am going.
You already converted my dude.
I descent.
Ow.
Whoa.
Jump for the mic.
Yeah.
Oh, what to do? I am going to. I will conflict with Steph.
Whoa.
I play 1, but he has to show me because I was dominating there first.
You're not. It's basically just when you're spending your units. For
Oh,
stuff.
so there's no domination
There's no
now?
domination, so you both play it face down.
All right.
Bye, Senor Azul.
Bye.
I have a question really quick before I play this card, Rainer.
Yep.
Presence can be obtained by what pieces?
Basically it's only your forts and your followers.
Not my shaper.
Correct.
Okay. Then I will keep this card.
Imagine that your shaper is flying above the area.
All right, ready, Steph?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, no!
I got you.
Nice.
You did. You're a big jerk.
Well, you're the one who came into my area. That's
I
all
know.
I'm saying.
Because I knew you were going to be a big jerk, you big
That
jerk.
was my home. It was my moon area.
So you lose your
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a moon dude?
It was my moon dude.
I just wanted to hang out with you guys in limbo anyway. I felt like I was missing out.
Yeah.
So these get discarded here?
Yeah.
Now,
Oops.
you may say that you feel like you were missing out. I feel like your actions held all of us in limbo.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Went there. Do I get anything for my troubles?
Oh, yes.
What did she
Right
get?
there.
Congratulations. You had trouble and you successfully cleared it.
Lame. Now
Right.
what?
Are you playing any other card?
Oh, I did. I upgraded my
Okay.
fortify.
So I'm going to descent and draw 2 cards.
I am going to do the same.
That was a mean card, Steph.
Well,
Did you see I wasn't even going to attack you? I just put defend. I was
I
going to
didn't know that.
peacefully go cohabitate.
yeah, you got your shaper there. It's going to, transform me in the next turn or whatever. I don't trust you at all. Ah. All right. Well, next victim.
All right. I'm going to do something very special.
Oh,
That's how I
really?
feel. Yes. I am
Like
going to
build some
fortify.
forts?
We'll be the judge.
Now,
of this.
I can spend 0 units, 0 followers to build a level 1, or 2 to build 2 fort levels. I mean, that
Yep.
seems good. I'm going
Yep.
to spend 1 here and 1 here. So that's the 2 that I'm spending. And I'm going to build 2 of those over in this area.
Yes.
Look at that. Isn't that pretty?
So when you spend
Very nice.
followers to build a fort, you can spend them from anywhere.
Spend them from anywhere to build
Yes.
in an area that you dominate. Yes.
I see. Okay.
I will spend 2
Now-
followers.
Okay.
Are you still going?
No. And by the way, my unit limit is 3 everywhere except I can have 1 area with 4 now. So
I'm spending 2 to build 1 right here. Before you get any ideas. I'm done.
And what about you, David?
Well, I can descent,
Mhm.
and I have an upgraded fortify, and it says spend 1 of your followers to build 1 fort level in an area under your control. So I could spend any follower and add to the fort that I built
Yep.
up here in the middle, or anywhere I control.
Correct.
I think I will. I will spend a follower from my hometown to add this here. All right.
And now it will be the end of my turn. So I am playing this this dream card, which basically says that I need to have, at the end of any player's turn, have at least 2 level 2 forts, which I do. And that will let me put out a cathedral piece, which
A quick question while
Yes.
you're reveling in your success there. The limit on the shadows, is there any limit to the shadows in a space?
There's a limit of 3 of those.
So there's 4 shadows somehow right here.
That's pretty cool.
Sweet. Does that mean they all go away?
I approve. Let me just verify that it's
3. I don't even remember when the 4th one was put there. But I can guarantee you this, I did not put it there.
It must have been me because somebody took the summon action and I just put 1 in each of the tree areas.
Oh, I see.
So we just put it back in the bag.
I think Rainer is too.
yes.
Are they always 3 or do they?
That's what I'm gonna check real quick.
I think so, based on the fight cards that are here.
That's what I
Oh,
think as well.
That's
It doesn't
true.
go higher than 3, but
That's true. Fair point.
okay. So I'm doing
Yes,
something important.
It is 3. All right. So because of that cathedral piece, by the way, that I added, I get a
Yeah.
thing, and that thing is I get to move my shaper 1 space. And where would I like to move my shaper? I think I would like to move my shaper here.
I'm not a fan.
Do you know what is a fan?
What?
Or do you know what a fan is? Maybe I should say. That I know you know.
What a fan is?
Mhm.
I do.
Cool. All right,
Okay,
it
the
is-
me, like
yes,
for
it is.
realsies.
For realsies.
Cool. I'm going to go play some cards. Play 3 cards. I will first play my maneuver upgrade, because why not? Oops. And then what? I think that.
You're developing?
Yes. Hold on. I might be doing that. Okay, because we are on the moon space.
Mm-hmm.
Now. Moon, 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 moon. If I do that. Oh. All right, so I will convert up to 3 shadows in the marked area. So I'll pick this one.
Nice.
Are there any conflicts happening right now? Here and here. Sure, let's attack Rainer in this area. Rainer, you can fight these dudes.
So I can play up to 3 cards,
Yeah.
and they have 2. Wow. Okay. I am going to play this and this and that.
Wow.
So let's see what
Exciting.
they have.
2 attack.
So I block
2
both of
swipes.
those and kill one of theirs.
Yep.
Nicely done.
And now that one that is left of theirs it needs to retreat. It doesn't dominate anywhere adjacent, and there's no adjacent empty space, so that one is also lost.
Gotcha.
For the victory, I get to spend 1 follower from the conflict area to climb 1 gray or blue step on the ritual track. I mean, I suppose I will do that.
I mean, sure. So, can you remind me, what was it that was causing him to retreat? Is that part of just how you resolve conflict
So,
with them?
so any leftover units on the losing side have to
Move.
retreat.
I see. No matter whether it's us or...
Correct.
All right.
I think I will go up here.
Is it my turn
Alright.
to conform or descend?
No, I have one more action. I'm gonna just do this real fast, which will turn this dude into my dude.
But then, yes, you can conform or dissent.
Then
Right,
I draw
I'm
a
going
card.
to conform and play...
And I think I draw another card. Yes.
I'm going to play this ploy, which says one of your forts produces equal to its level.
That seems nice.
And because my fortify card now says I may have one area with 4 units,
Yep.
I will make this fort produce 2 guys. Is that all legal?
That is all legal. I am going to draw 2 cards, which is also legal.
Is it though?
Oh, look at these fantastic cards.
What is going on here? Is this... Steph, is this your card right here that you played?
Yeah, that one should be discarded.
Yes, that is the one I
Okay.
played. Yep.
All right, David, it is your action.
All right, where am I? Oh, of course I'm there. There's a few things to consider here. Oh, we're all the way around the board once, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna have to do this. This is the only... I could fortify. No, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna ritual it up.
Better
Climb
up
on the
than
ritual.
down. That's what I always say.
I'm gonna climb on the ritual track for free
Mm-hmm.
first to go up to the blue one,
Ooh, look
and
at
that gives
you.
me a thing immediately.
It gives you a thing.
That's 3 movement points.
Mm-hmm. Or Command Nightmare if we were in that stage of the game.
I'll take the 3 movement points and go 1, 2. Three. And then I can get rid of a tombstone to go up 1.
Mm-hmm.
And a tombstone and a seems crazy. But I will get rid of a tombstone to go up 1. And that's all.
All right, and I will have to dissent. And because I'm dissenting, I can't remember what this one does. I get to draw a card. That is excellent.
I drew a card as well.
And I have a dream card
I don't like
that
that.
says area control. It says at the end of a player's turn, have presence in at least 5 areas. Can you confirm that I
Nice.
have that?
1,
You
2,
have presents
3,
in 5.
4, 5. Yeah.
All right.
They're Christmas
Let's see.
presents, but now were there on that card? Were there any cathedral symbols?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, there was one.
So then we will add this next cathedral piece, and you get as a bonus to go up 1 gray step on the ritual track.
All right.
Sweet.
I like.
I
what
don't
the game
like
is
those
doing.
shenanigans. You're doing stuff now. Oh, by the way, oh, never mind. I will redraw that now. So my question is, do I
Oh,
want?
and now I draw a new dream card, right?
Yes. No.
Unless that's said at the end of your player's turn, in which
Yes.
case you do not.
Oh,
Because you
I don't draw
you
new-
draw and discard excess development cards. Then we can form or descent, and then it's the end of your turn, and then you can play those. So you don't get to redraw more until after your next action.
oh, so I could have gotten rid of one before I played that and drawn.
Correct.
Ah, I see.
All right. So, do I want to play cards? I mean, this one is good. This one is good. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, you're gonna be so pleased.
Really?
I don't know who of you will be pleased, but someone is gonna be so happy.
It depends.
So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to play this. I get to play up to 3 cards. Okay? Up to 3 card, max 1 upgrade. Okay, so I'm going to play this one that says move your shaper to any area. Okay? My shaper, it's not going to travel very far, but it's going to come over here.
I mean, that's pretty far.
That is pretty far.
Actually,
He's
fine.
just gonna have a chat with me.
Fine, I will not go there. I will go... Now I just realized the folly in this. I will go here instead. Okay, and this one said that I get to play another card. Great. I'm going to play this one. Perform up to 2 conversions in a single area adjacent to your shaper. Okay. How about these 2 guys?
That's not cool.
Those 2 guys, they're not doing anything anything worthwhile. They're converted. No, this
That's
is very
fair.
cool. I think you're misunderstanding
What cool beans?
Yeah. And then I get to resolve a conflict. Oh, I get to resolve a conflict. How about we are having a conflict of interest? Yeah, we're going to resolve a conflict in this lovely little moon area there between David and Steph. So, David, you get to play 1 card, and Steph, you get to play 2.
Again, it happens at the same time.
No, David.
No, you
will
have
play his
dominance, so
first.
I have to play first.
So I guess I'm confused on when dominance.
It's like the moment we're about to play cards, you check it.
Okay.
I think, right, Rainer?
Correct.
Okay. And the forts count, obviously.
Yes, you automatically dominate an area when you have a fort there.
Oh, you automatically dominate it. Okay.
It doesn't matter, even if you had 200 units in that space.
It counts for one of the cards because she's playing 2.
Yes.
I can play up to 2.
Yep.
I see. Well, I will play good old basic combat.
And I will block and attack.
All right.
Well, that is highly unfortunate, but
Why?
so it goes. I'm just being nice to David and saying that I feel for you, I guess. Not really.
I don't know that you do. You may know what cool means, but you don't know what feel means.
So now, produce 2 shadows in an area under any player's control. Resolve 1 conflict. Cool. We're gonna do lots of nifty things here.
Sounds
Should we?
I think you should just keep the battle right there. My shaper will just enjoy the show.
We're gonna go right.
Oh, interesting.
I don't like that you have 3 over here by me. We're gonna go right there.
Wow.
Hey, David, would you like to have a combat over there?
Probably not.
Are you
Actually,
asking
no,
me?
you,
By
you,
the way,
you don't want to have a
I
combat
just-
there. I'm gonna
I just-
change my mind real quick because I need
I
to.
discarded my
I need
basic
to spread
combat.
the love a little bit. We're gonna do. We're definitely gonna do this instead. So we're gonna put those over here. So Steph, you get to have another conflict in this area. You get to play up to 2 cards, and then they will reveal a card.
Raider, did you say something happens when the? Oh, I see. When the cathedral gets to
Yes,
full
second to last.
five more
I
pieces.
lose my fort for this. Oh my
that
god.
is so sad.
Oh, Rainer.
Wow.
Steph, I'm just saying that did not sound sincere. What he just said.
Hey, she won
did
last time.
And that doesn't change the level of sincerity.
Hey,
I also
you're
killed.
defeated.
I also killed both of them, though.
You're defeated.
Hey.
You must discard a card. Steph.
If it's any consolation, my shaper really enjoyed the show.
That is consolation.
So the shaper really just kind of they're immune and just move around converting people.
Correct.
All right,
Oh my
all right.
It's horrible.
I mean, you just did that to great success. So
And now I get to play my last card, which is this one, where one of my forts produces equal to its level.
dang, how many cards did you play?
I got to play 3, but the first one I played said play another card. So I ended up playing 4 of them. And now that I'm done playing cards,
I can play a card.
I will draw a card, and then yes, you get to.
And I have to draw a card. Can I go ahead and draw a card while Steph's playing a card?
Technically, no, but
Okay.
I'm not attacking you. The reason is if I attack you or something.
Oh,
you
okay.
can't
I'll
use
wait.
it.
I'll wait.
But I'm not going to attack you, so it's fine. You actually might get, if you're in a conflict anywhere, it might trigger, but yeah. I move up to 2 units from an adjacent area to my shaper's area, then perform a conversion. So I'm moving these 2 here. I'm
Is
going
it
to
up to 2 or? Okay,
It's moved 2.
so you didn't have to move that one. That was yours.
I want to. Reasons.
Yep.
And then I resolve a conflict. Is there conflict anywhere happening?
Do I
There's
need to
one
refill
here in
my
the middle of the
rituals?
board.
Looks like that, yeah. So you guys have to duke it out, I guess.
Me and the Shadow Man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll play this one for sure. I'm gonna play another one. I guess it doesn't really matter if I play another one, does it? Necessarily. Oh, unless he flips a shield. No, I'm good. I'm just gonna play that one.
Okay, so did you flip one?
I did not flip one of his.
He's got what?
One for one.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what it looks like.
And my guy goes to limbo then?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yep.
And then I won though.
Yes, you did.
So draw a card. Is that what
Mhm.
that's all about? Is this the last card, I assume?
That is the last card.
All right.
We will reshuffle.
And now I get to draw a card for my descent. Is
Yeah.
it good to go?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I think that's it, right?
Yep.
All right.
Wow. I'm just, oh, I did do this. Huzzah. At the end of any player's turn, that was Rainer's turn, have 2 or more follows in at least 4 areas. That was way harder than it needed to be. 1 cathedral piece comes out. Do I get anything for it?
You do. You get to summon 1.
Summon 1. Oh. So then I do have another question. Can I then play this? Or is it still the end of the turn?
It is still the end of any player's turn.
So I'm going to play that.
Yep.
Have at least 9 followers on the map. That was better than expected. Okay.
Is there another piece coming out?
Yes.
And now you get to move your shaper. So far, this game is really starting to take shape.
Ah. All right. So now what? Now I don't need to worry about stuff. So let's fortify. Fortify.
Fortify.
I can spend 3 dudes to build 2 fort levels. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to build a level 1 here and a level 2 here. Yes. Then I'm done.
All right. I can descent. I'm going to spend 1 of my followers to build 1 fort level in an area under my control. I'll spend this guy here. Build a fort level right here. Rainer?
I am... Yes, I will descend, so I will spend a follower to build a fort level. And I will spend that one. And what's the one that I have? No, I'm not doing that. I am going to spend from this other area, but I'm adding a fort level there, so. All right.
Is it?
It is your turn.
I do not like the way Steph is playing right now.
What'd I do?
You just took one of my dream cards.
Oh.
Big one, too.
So sorry. So sorry.
Let's see here. Sorry for a second. All right, that one's not bad. All right. I am going to fortify. So that allows me to spend 0 or 2. Oh, so I just, can you confirm, Rainer, this ability lets me build a fort for free?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to do that then. In an area that I control, I will build right here.
And this time I'm going to draw a card.
Me too.
And then can you tell me, Rainer, what's the order of operations here on the dream cards? I want to make sure I get this right
So,
because I think I
first,
can.
Obviously, if you have any that are anytime, you can play them at any
Yeah, I
time.
have one that's end of my turn.
So first, you are allowed to discard any number and draw up to 2. Then you discard development cards in excess of 8, and then your turn ends. And at that point, you can play any to say at the end of.
All right.
Any
So
time.
I only have one dream card, so I'm drawing the second one.
Yep.
Does that refill immediately?
Yep.
All right. And then
There was a slight delay to that, but as
What's that?
immediate as we can get it.
okay, and then can I still play an anytime one?
If you have any, yes.
And I can play an at the end of my turn.
That is
Yes.
correct.
All right, so here's the anytime one, which is control 2 areas adjacent to the cathedral. I believe I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that has a cathedral piece.
Yep. And now that one means that we're going to add shadows to every empty area.
Okay.
And I think it's just, let me just see how many.
Does that include my shaper area here?
Yeah.
That does.
And Steph's shaper area?
Yeah.
Hey, that's okay. We want converts.
Do we?
I mean, maybe.
And I
Maybe.
think we just do one in each of them, but I'm checking just to make sure.
All right. I've got
I
another
think it was
dream
one,
card.
but yeah.
What's that next ability? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll
Yes,
wait.
add one to each empty area.
You're done with that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And my next dream card is at the end of a player's turn, have at least 4 forts of any level.
And you do.
And it has a cathedral symbol on it as well.
Cool. So now you get to advance 1 gray step.
Gray. Okay. Whoops, that's not you, or it's not me. This is me. All right. I made things happen.
Cool.
You did, and now I get to either make things happen or not.
I mean, this may seem crazy, but maybe don't.
So what I'm going to do is, unfortunately, I'm going to summon. Because I do need that. So each of my forts produces 2, and then each marked area produces 1. So I get 2 over here. I get 2 over here. Now I can only put 1 in that one area because it'd already be here. Oops. No. This is the one that I want to rotate back so it stands. Okay. And the marked area is currently the grave area. So you're going to get 1 unit in this space, and
I got one over here. David gets one over here. So, David, you get 2 guys on the map.
correct.
Oh, I'm sorry. And what was triggering that?
My summon, each marked area produces 1. And then my shaper produces 2.
I see.
Wow.
And now,
I produced 2 in this region.
So why did you produce 2?
by my shaper,
Okay, I'm confused. What made us produce in the marked regions, and
I took
how
the
many?
summon action.
Right,
so
and that just produces 1
it says
in
each
each
marked
region.
area produces 1. Yes.
Okay. And then what was producing 2 for Steph here?
I'm confirming.
I see.
Yep.
I am also conforming and producing 2.
And I think that... Let me just see if there are any of these that I want to discard and get.
You can't have
No.
4 dudes, though.
I can have 4 in one of my spaces.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Upgraded.
No, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so that's the end of my turn.
All right. So I can either ritual it up or play some cards, which I don't have. So let's go right ahead and ritual it up. And so I draw a card, and then I can climb on the ritual track. Sure, I'm going to climb on the ritual track, which allows me to move guys on the board, I guess. Does that happen right away?
Yep.
All right. I get 3 movement, which probably totally matters. Because I'm going to be killing people as I do. Gonna need the cowhead. Might need moon. I'm gonna likely need 2, 3. Okay. So then that was my free movement. And then I'm going to spend dudes. Here. 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 Antlers. Moon.
Look at all your sacrifices.
Yeah. That's what they're there for. Moon and gravesite.
I guess that's the reward for them following you.
Antlers.
Holy moly.
Okay, so I could have planned.
Get your 9 guys out there for that dream card and then just ditch them.
Actually, this guy should have gone here so I could kill it. And then that makes all the sense. Just kill everybody. Oh, wait, what does this do?
That looks
one lets
like
you get a fortress.
fortress.
Oh, I can get a fortress.
Yep, you get a fort level. Oh, sorry, not fortress, but you get a fort level.
Oh, I
You
see.
get a fort level in any area that you dominate.
Okay.
So that could be the first fort level, or it has to be a...
It could be the first.
Okay.
If I had more guys on the board, which I...
Remember, though, that you
You
still
just
dominate.
killed.
You still dominate the areas that you
Yeah,
took them
yeah.
from.
Oh, so you're saying I could put it like where that bird was because
Yep.
I had guys there.
That's nice.
Or there. Yeah, I should probably just do that. Sure, what could go wrong?
Exactly.
So all these dudes. I don't have 3 guys in limbo, otherwise I could just go one more step. So not today.
Well, those 3 would count as any symbol, not as one step.
Oh yeah, one symbol, yeah. That's right. All right, that wasn't so bad.
And I dissented. Did you dissent as well?
Yeah, that was just going to be drawing a card, right?
Yep.
I'm going to now anyway. All right.
And then
My
it
turn?
is your turn, yes.
All right. What do I have here? Oh, interesting. Okay. I think, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Did I do
I'm going to maneuver. Or no, I can't maneuver. Dang it. I can ritual. I think I'll do that.
You can do what I did. No problem.
I mean, I won't have as positive a turn in that respect.
That's okay.
I'm actually going to develop. Right up to 2 cards. I'm gonna play this upgraded summon. And then
Right back 1 second.
I'm just going to play this ploy card here, which is to produce 1 in my fortress. And yeah, and move any number to one of my forts. So I'll discard that there. Produce 1 in my fortress, and then I'll move this here. And then I draw a card.
And I'm gonna descent. And I get to draw 2 cards. And Steph is gonna get to, well, she has to descent, which is also drawing 2 cards. So I'm just gonna give her those.
I'm going to, if you don't mind, step away for just a second too.
I think you should do it even if I mind.
Okay, do you?
No.
I'd like to know before I do it.
No,
if
I
you
do
mind.
not mind.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So,
Oh, did we both abandon you?
yep. So you have to descent. I just put 2 cards over here for you. So.
Okay, thank you. I needed 2 cards.
I'm going to maneuver. I will get 4 movement points. And this is going to be pretty simple. We're going to do 1 here. And then we're going to do 2, 3, and 4. Then I do get to resolve a conversion. Then I have to resolve 3 conflicts.
Wow.
And we're gonna do conflicts. I think there's only 1 place for a conflict, right? Yes.
All right, I'm back. Did I win?
So I
Yeah.
took a maneuver action. I moved my shaper to your fortress area, and then I moved guys into this lovely little abode. And we're going to have a conflict right there.
Whoa.
So you get to
You
play...
have so many guys there.
I need to have... What's your guy situation?
Yeah.
Yes. I
So what
cannot
are you
have
trying to
that
pull?
many
What are
there.
you trying to pull, Rainer?
I can have 4
You
of
leave
them.
for 1 second.
But I can
Just
only have
because
4
you
in
work
one
for the
area, so I
company
need to
doesn't mean you
spend
can do whatever you
this
want.
movement here. Okay. You get to play 3 and I get to play 4. I am going to play 4.
So I don't play 1 for every level of my fortress?
Nope.
You have a fortress. That's good enough.
Yeah, I guess.
Let me just check what I have over there. Yes, this will be good.
Oh,
That's
you
what
have
we're
to play
doing.
them first? Oh, good. Good. What? Those are what you're playing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm... Okay, so tell me what's going to happen right now to my fort.
You're losing that whole area.
Okay, so the fort goes away and everything.
Yep.
So you're attacking with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mm-hmm. And defending with 3.
Wow.
So I could actually hold on a little bit.
Wait. I
I don't
only
know.
see 2 cards.
What's that?
I only see 2 cards.
Oh, he's
Are there
got
supposed to be
4
more
right
cards?
here.
Yep.
Oh, I don't
He's
see
got a
them.
whole mess of them.
Oh, okay. I see them now. They showed up magically.
All right, I don't know if this is smart. I just don't want Rainer to get that place. So tell me,
I'm not
I
getting
think.
that place.
Well, you'd get it if
Wow.
I didn't play a card.
No, you don't have to.
And don't I have to play all 3 of these to hold on with 1 piece of fort?
You
That is
want to
correct.
definitely try and hold on to your fort if you can.
Yeah, well, that's all I can do, really.
Wow.
Although, yeah, because you're like I would have to beat your shields to do any damage to you, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Never mind then, just that.
Just
I gotta say,
that
These-
was
these-
rough.
these types of games are not usually my cup of tea, but this one's kind of cool. And I say
like
that
the
after just
action
having my
selection
butt
up
handed
here.
to me in that
Yeah,
space.
I mean, you really did just get your butt handed to
Yeah.
you. So there you go. Into the limbo with you.
So now that I have done something fun,
I mean, fun for you. Yeah, by the way, what's your shaper doing down here in my fortress area,
my
sir?
shaper at the end of my turn, which hasn't happened yet, but it will happen right now. I have a shaper where you have a fortress. I'm going to get a point.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's how that
true.
works?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember
It
that.
wasn't too hard. It was just.
That's the deal with anyone? Like if I have a shaper in your fort, I
No,
just...
that was a dream card
Oh,
that I had.
I see a dream card.
Are you quite done? I can draw some cards
You
for.
can draw some cards, absolutely. And
Is that
guess
what I'm
what?
doing? Yes.
You get
Drawing
to
cards.
conform or dissent if you would like, David.
Oh,
Where did it go?
and what was that action?
It was maneuver, so you can either produce 1 in any area and draw a card, or draw 2 cards.
I mean, I feel like I kind of need to draw cards now, Rainer.
Funny how that happened.
Making us play all of our cards. Okay. Wow.
Next, I'm going
I got
to
a lot
play
of
the
cards.
remove an opponent's fort
Oh,
level.
interesting.
Oh. All right. So now I have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Yes? All right.
Yep.
I'm going to also play cards because now I have a whole bunch of cards. Burning a hole in my pocket. We're at the tree. So if I'm referencing a marked area with a tree. All right. It's good to know. Let's see what I got. Oh, that's perfect. That's what I was looking for. Because this says convert up to 3 shadows in a single marked area. Will do. There's 3 shadows over in this tree area.
Oof.
I'll gladly figure that out. One, 2. And then I have to do a conflict. Are there places with conflict? I think it's only this place, right?
Yep.
Good
How
luck,
unfortunate.
David.
How many cards you got there, Rainer?
I have 2.
Okay, that's
How many
okay.
do you have?
Enough.
Enough?
No, not really, but
So you have 2 as well. No, you have 1.
I have 3 cards in my hand.
Yeah, but you have dream cards, right?
I do not have dream cards.
Oh, so you have 3 cards in your hand. Cool.
Yeah, but I can only play 1.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And unless you have a really good card.
Do I play first? You play first, right?
Yep.
Well, you're done?
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna lose your...
I am. Well, I mean, I didn't have enough shields to do anything about that.
Right.
So, I mean, just so you know. But I take 2 out of your guys out, right?
That's correct. And they are gladly swimming over to Limbo.
Are they swimming?
Mm-hmm. Isn't that...
All right, then I have this one.
Yeah, it's water.
Eliminate a unit in a marked area, which is this shadow up here. And if it was a shadow, I get to advance on this track. Boop. On the ritual track, and it was the blue space. And then at any time, if I eliminate in any way, including devouring at least 4 shadows in a single turn, I do this.
Yep.
All right. And that's 2 cathedrals.
That is
I guess.
correct. So, now fun things are going to happen. First, when this one comes out, we now move the game into stage 2. So basically, this whole conflict deck is out of the game.
Oh.
And is getting replaced by a level 2 conflict deck.
I'm sure it's much easier.
Yes, it gets easier now.
Excellent.
Shuffle that.
Yeah.
Then what we do is we take these development cards and we shuffle them in here. We do not shuffle the discard, but we just shuffle this in with that deck. Then we take these level 2 dream cards as well, and those, as well as that the offer, are all going to get shuffled together. And then we will draw 3 new for that offer. So let me just shuffle those in.
Oh, those get shuffled in.
And now the game is in step 2, so there will be some new cards, some better cards, and more cards and stuff that are coming. But Steph, you still need to
Do one more action.
do one more. One
Yes.
of these. And now we
Wow.
add shadows to
Oh,
all empty areas.
Okay. It's the wrong way.
I don't think there are any empty areas, are there? No.
Dang it. I'll keep playing with that. I still have one more action to do, and I will do this one. Perform up to 2 conversions in a single area adjacent to my shaper, then resolve one conflict. So I could do this and then try and fight you. It seems like maybe not the best plan for me, so I'll just change that shaper right down here and just take this region right now.
All right.
And then you guys do your stuff.
Would you like to conform or dissent?
Are you talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And what did you just do? Conform or defend?
I haven't done anything. You technically get to pick first.
Yeah, I'm going to just draw a card.
I'm going to dissent and draw 2 cards. Oh, and these are fantastic. So now one thing that you should know is that these level 2 development cards, a lot of the upgrades are worth points. They're worth points even if you cover it up. So let's say that you have 2 develop. You play 1 develop to upgrade, and then later you play another upgrade to cover that one up. You're still going to get those points at the end of the game. Also, some of the ploys, they will have symbols on them that can be used when you're climbing the ritual track.
And I finished everything I was doing, so whoever is next can go.
David.
It's amazing that you take the dream cards that I want.
I am so good at that.
You are. You're just killing it on that front. All right. God bless it. Totally blessed my entire turn that I was about to take. I see. Oh man, what? That's gonna take. These all stink. I have at least 2 level 2 upgrades. I assume that has a number 2 at the top of the card, and they just came out.
Yes.
Okay. All right then. Well, I will. Summon, I think.
That is a brave move. Not really, but
Brave?
Got to build this thing correctly.
right.
So hold on, let me make sure. I have not summoned yet in the game, so let me make sure this is going to do anything for me. Each under your control produces 1 each. No, I'm not doing that. I'm ritualing it.
Ritualing.
I'm ritualing. So I'm going to spend my first free one to move up. And that gets me 3 maneuver.
I'm going to dissent and draw a card while you're doing that. Oops, not 41 cards. 1 card.
I get 1 card as well. I drew somebody's basic combat that I don't want, so.
It is not mine.
I'll get rid of this guy. Go
Is this
up.
your basic combat, David?
Probably. Here. Get rid of this guy. Go up. What is that? The cow head? And do another like that. Oh, no. am done. Oh, now
And we did it.
I need to draw dream cards.
It does replace as soon as you take something. So
Yep.
if you need 2 of them.
What's that? Oh, I see. Thank you.
So I think, and therefore I am.
That's not going to happen anytime soon.
I think I need to do a ritual action. Now, what do I need? I need stuffs. This will work. To move up 1 step here. I need a tree thing. I have a tree thing. And I need a moon. I have a moon. And then I need a moon and a pillar. Yes, moon and pillar, so I take that and this. Now that lets me add a fort level. Cool. I guess I will spend put a fort here. Then we need another tree. And a pillar. And then I need 2 of these things. And then 2 moons. I have 1 moon here. Then I have another moon over here in limbo in the form of 3 of my guys.
Hey, Rainer?
Yep.
Are you looking at mine again?
No?
Oh, I just didn't know what these guys were back here on the yellows.
Those... I've moved past those spaces already.
Oh, you already moved. Okay, I didn't know.
Now I get to move my shaper and perform a conversion. So I will move over here and I will convert one of yours, Steph.
That's rude.
I'm using that one so that I can move up an extra space. And then I don't really have any more guys to spend. So in that case, I'm going to use my free movement and go the last step.
Makes sense.
I mean...
I drew a card because that's all I can do.
I feel like that was nice to you guys. So here is the thing. I think I should... Let me see what's available here. Okay. Have at least 2 level 2. Okay. Summon at least 7. Well, that one I can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to discard this card. I don't... Oops. That's not the one that I meant to. But this one I think I'm going to take. Yeah, summon at least 2. Or, I mean, at least 7. I'm taking that one. And then we refill. Let's see what comes out. Have 4 or more in an area with a nightmare.
No problem.
That is no problem. I will take that one. Alright, that is my turn.
David, you did your whatever.
What? Descend or where am I?
Yeah.
Descend into madness.
Or I can... It looks like I could...
You can either
What
descend...
what was your action to begin with, Rainer?
It was the ritual, so you could conform if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll conform. The other one's to draw a card.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
All right. I will take the summon action. Get a whole bunch of dudes on the board. And more. And then all of the moon areas get an extra dude. So I get, because we're tied here, nobody has it, right? And then Rainer gets one here.
Yep.
And then that's it for me.
David, would you like to conform or dissent?
I am going to conform. One of my forts produces 2. This one.
I am also going to do that. All right.
Tick tock.
David. So we have at
One more
most,
full cycle.
Yep, at most one full cycle around left.
Gotcha.
All right. I will maneuver. My maneuver is up to 6.
And I have to descend, so I'm going to draw a card.
Well, he resolves 3 conflicts first, which you might be involved in.
That is true.
Whatever card you get, you can't use.
Correct.
If you are in combat.
2. Three, 4. There. And then I can convert one. Convert.
Not me.
You can take your person. And then resolve 3 conflicts. So, I'm gonna resolve this one right here with the shadow.
Yep.
And I always play first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I have just 1 card to play. I don't know what these cards are like.
They're very friendly.
That's it.
See? Very friendly.
All right.
You killed him.
I really killed them.
The big difference is not necessarily that they're all stronger. It's the fact that some of the victory conditions might deal with
I see.
the nightmares or something.
And what was my win there?
Victory, you, at the end of the turn, move your dreamer to any night space and then draw a card.
Okay, we'll leave that out for now. So that was one of them.
Yep.
2. Looks like, I mean, really, it's only this space now.
Yep.
You have control, so I have to go first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
I mean, we'll see.
You're gonna kill stuff.
I hope I kill some stuff at least.
I mean, with 5 swipies, I would think you don't have 5 shields.
Is swipey the technical term too?
Yeah. That's
Oh, he's
Mhm.
got shields.
Ah,
so.
he kills 2 of your dudes.
Yep.
And 3 of Rainer's. That's everything.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. You did it.
I'll let you take your stuff, Rainer.
I mean, I wish you would have. I don't care about the fort so much. I wish you would have killed more of my followers, if I'm going to be honest.
Well, yeah, but you didn't really have any, so.
Correct. 'Cause I just
And
spent
there's no other place for a conflict that I can see. So that is
I don't see it, yeah.
the end of my turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so did I do whatever you did? You did maneuver. I will get to draw 2 cards, and Rainer also gets to do
Yeah,
whatever.
I drew a card.
Got you.
All right, I get to do stuff. And I'm fairly
Okay.
certain that I am.
Are you about to go, Rainer, for like your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I need to discard some dreams here. And you said they go to the bottom of
Yes.
this file?
Yep. All right, I'm going to develop, which means that I get to play up to 3 cards. The first thing that I'm going to do yes, that is what I'm going to do. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to play this one. I'm going to produce 2 shadows in an area under any player's control and resolve a conflict. There's going to be 2 shadows over here. I'm going to choose to resolve a conflict in that area. I'm not playing any cards. This happens. They have 2. They kill 1 of mine. Okay. I was hoping they would kill 2 of them, but that did not happen. And then they have to retreat, so they are dead because I control that area. That was far less efficient than I wanted it to be. Then for my second card, I am going to play this. I get to perform a conversion in my Shaper's area. This one goes back to you, Steph. And
Really?
then, yep, really. And then I get to move my Shaper and perform a conversion. This one comes back to you, David. So that was that card. Then I am going to... Am I going to do that? I mean, I might as well. Yeah, I'll play this one. Remove up to 2 of your followers from limbo. For each of them, you may add a level to an existing fort. So I guess I will remove these 2 and just make both of my forts that I still have level 3. All right.
You're done. More.
Now, let me see what I have here. No. No. Okay, I will be done. So basically, you both get to. Well,
Drawing
Steph, you
two
have to
cards,
dissent, and David,
and
you
then-
get to choose to conform or dissent.
I am going to dissent.
All right.
I have to kill a couple cards. I just don't know what to kill.
It happens at the end of your turn.
At the end of my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well. Okay, I drew two cards then. I'm not drawing what I want, but I will go build some forts. Spending 3 dudes from the map.
I'm going to be dissenting and drawing a card.
I think that's about it. I'm gonna have to discard cards, so I'll figure that out.
I'm going to dissent and draw a card.
And then it will be your turn as well, David.
All right. I am going to summon. Each area under your control produces 1. Each marked area produces 1. So, Rainer, make sure I am doing this correctly. Areas I control are here, here, here,
I don't know what to do.
here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here.
Yep.
And here.
Correct.
Right. Each marked area produces 1. What's the mark?
That's the tree. So I'm going to get one here. The
And
shadows
I
will get
control
one.
any trees. Doesn't look like I have any trees.
And this one neither of us controls.
Yeah.
And I get 1 movement point. And then perform a conversion in your shaper's area, then resolve a conflict. I'll spend my movement point to move my shaper here
Mm-hmm.
and convert you.
Mm-hmm. Not my
And then
follower, but
resolve.
me.
Yes, that is specifically you. And then I'm going to resolve a conflict. It looks like the only place to resolve that is right here between the two of you in Tree Town.
Cool. So we're both playing a card.
Yeah.
Can you remind me how do you get people out of limbo?
You spend them 3 as a wild symbol when you advance on the ritual track.
Ah, I see.
All right. Cool. So my guy is in limbo.
Yep.
All right, my turn.
Yep.
I am going to climb on the ritual track. I'm spending those 2 trees that I have over there. I'll take them off in a second to move up 1 space, and then I'm going to use my free movement for the next one. But I still have 3 movement points that I can use. And what would I like to use those movement points on? I think I would like to use them on... I think I'm going to move this one here, and then 2, and then 3. And no, I'm not. I'm just going to leave it here.
Okay.
Oh, yes, that's what I should have done. Well, that was silly of me, but alas. Right, so that's my turn.
Right. Oh. So what is this symbol here? Is it 2 conversions or 1?
It's 1.
Did you already dissent or conform?
Oh, what did he do?
The ritual.
Oh, you did the ritual, so I have to do something. Draw a card. I can do that.
I will do the same.
Oh my God, I have to do this. I don't have a choice. I'm going to play some cards, I guess. Not really what I want to do, but it's fine. Going to play an upgraded develop. Going to play... Actually, not going to necessarily do that. First, I'm going to do this, which says, look at the top 5 cards of the development deck, keep 2 of them, discard the rest.
Wow.
Oh, it's not bad. Yeah, definitely keeping that. I'll keep that. And then I guess I'm discarding the rest. Still can't find the card I want, which is sad. All right, so that's not terrible. I will play upgrade my performer rich. No, my God, so tough. Everything is so good. I will do that, I guess. Okay, that's 2. And then the third card will be... Can't devour yet.
Nope, not yet.
Sheriff. Huh. Wow, I don't have any cards that aren't devour. Okay, and so at the end of my turn, I just draw a card, I think.
Yep.
Yes. then
David,
I'm
what are
gonna
you doing for your...
I'm just going to draw a card.
I'm going to draw 2 cards.
All right.
All done?
Yep.
All right. I will develop. I'll play this level 2 summon. And I don't have to play 2 cards, right?
Nope.
I will go. Oh, but only one can be an upgrade.
Yes.
Yep, that's what I'll do then. And then draw a card.
I am really not liking what's happening here.
So if that gets around to the start position, that's the end?
That immediately ends the game, yes.
Okay.
Would have done that.
And the other end game triggers are if someone gets the end of this track at the bottom.
Yep.
Or something about devouring.
Yes, once we have the nightmares out, if we have 14 units, 14 followers that have been devoured.
All right.
This is so silly. I made a mistake on my last turn, but that's all right.
All right. So what happened? I drew 2 cards for
Okay.
that.
So I get get to do. I'm gonna do maneuver. I have 4 movement points, and then I get to do some stuff, and I am going to go.
What are you doing right now?
No, actually, I'm not going to do that. I am going to instead go to develop, because the maneuver is not any good. So the first thing that I'm going to do is this thing, deploy. I get to up to 3 times remove 1 level from one of my forge to add 1 to another one. I don't want to do that at all, but I'm using that so that I can draw a card. Because I'm able to play up to 3 cards. Yes. I will play... I will play this develop. And then I have 1 card left that I can play, and that is going to be none. And then I draw a card.
I could play a card, not an upgrade. I will perform up to 2 conversions in a single area adjacent to my shaper, which will be here. Because more moons, why not? That's what I did.
That's your I'm just gonna draw a
And that was
card.
this, so
That
now
was
we'll
my-
get the-
Confirm.
We're over at the tree.
Oh my goodness. I need to do some ritual action stuffs. Right. That's what's happening right now. So with my ritual, I got a cool ritual. It says produce 2, climb on ritual track. So produce 2 is important. I could produce in this region with the tree, I think.
Yep.
Or no? Do I have to have a fort or no?
No, you don't.
Okay, so 2 in there because I definitely need trees, and then I get a free bump or 2 free bumps. Climb 1 step or gray or blue before or after you start. Let's see. I have so many moons though, so maybe I don't do that. Oh, and then I get to move and convert. Sure. I'm going to spend 2 moons because I think I have a ton of moons. So I think I'll take my free movement at the end. So I get to move this guy. Do I have to move him or can I just convert in this area?
No, you don't have to move him.
All right, so that's going to... All right, and then I spend... So I spent 2 of these dudes. Okay, I'll just put them down here for show. And then I have to spend a tree. And then a moon. And then 2 antlers. And then 2 of these hedges. Okay, so I have 2. And then the bullhead, and then the moon, and a hedge, which I have from my hand. And then a bull and a moon. I have a moon up here, I think. Yeah. All right, and then an antler, a tree, and a thing, and a thing.
Good night.
And then the last one I can't. So this ritual, it doesn't do red, or it does? No, it doesn't.
The free one.
So I might as well just stop there then.
Mm-hmm.
And take my free movement into here.
And that gives you 2.
I get 3 movement on the board if it matters. I don't think I have. Oh, I do have a guy up here. 1, 2, 3 into this lonely area.
You cannot move past this space.
Okay, gotcha. So then I'll just stay up here. It's fine.
What space could you not move past?
You cannot move through spaces that contain other followers.
Oh.
And what is this last space here?
Sorry. Oh, that one is you get basically 2 followers.
Followers?
Yep.
Okay, 2 followers.
Where do they come?
In areas where you dominate.
Okay.
So, out of curiosity, could I keep going with that and like start moving this guy over here? No, because that was my final action.
Yeah, you basically you're free. Once you've done your free one, you cannot do anymore.
Right.
If you do it at the end of your turn, that is.
Well, I'm going to descend.
I did complete this. So I guess that will complete the cathedral.
Yes, it will. So, removing these pieces here. And now I'm gonna unlock this one so that we can flip it. So basically now units can get devoured, and at the end of the game, whoever has the most units, most devoured units, is going to get 8 points. After that, it's 5, 3, and 2. You can also command nightmares. They start on the cathedral space. Once they leave that space, unless it explicitly says that that they move back there, otherwise they can never move back there again.
Oh, they started the cathedral. Okay.
Yep.
Of course. My turn?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that changes things.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ritual. And I will get rid of a tree.
I will have to descent and draw a card.
Go up a tree. Get rid of a moon. To go up a moon. I put one of my guys in my bag. I'll put it back here. Boop. And then I can spend 3 from limbo to go up a free thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go up there. And this lets me take control of a nightmare, right? If I want.
Which one? Yes.
This one, right?
Yep.
So I basically do what's on either of the nightmare cards that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I have to execute that right this second, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to and the fort guy.
Mm-hmm.
I only have 2 now anyway. Ugh. Well, I'm going to move the follower guy.
Okay.
2 spaces, must devour 1 shadow or 1 follower per space that I move.
Yep.
And okay.
Since this is your last turn, you want to devour yours.
Yeah. That this guy?
Yep.
I'll devour this guy. Where's he go?
Into that open mouth.
Oh, I forgot about the open mouth.
Devoured.
And that lets me every well, I'm gonna go ahead and move another 2. And for every one I ate, I go up 1 on the ritual track on the gray.
Yep.
All right. 1, 2. then I'll spend three more guys. Oh, 3 guys equal 1 icon?
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, then I need to get rid of another guy then. I cheated. Do I even have... I don't even have any guys out anymore. I can get rid of this guy, which is a thing, and 3 of these guys. Go up here. Tree and a moon. I don't have another moon. I think that's it for me.
Right.
So that was, I moved up the track for my bonus.
Yep, and I dissented by drawing a card. So here's the issue. On my not last turn, basically when I took the turn that was over here with this moon shape, I chose the ritual one, and I should have chosen summon. And that would have changed a lot for me. Because,
everything.
Yeah.
By the way, really quick, Rainer, I did not take my free one yet. What's this symbol right here?
That is, you get to move your shaper 1 space and convert one follower.
There's a guy over here.
Boop.
I absolutely have there's no alternative but to come over here. I mean, maybe there is, but that's not what we're going to dwell on right now. I have to spend a moon thing. Do I have a moon thing? Otherwise, I might do something completely different. I have no people on the board, right? I have nothing on the board. If
Doesn't
I don't
seem
have...
as if you have people.
Actually, I mean, I have the free move that I can do, but I can't even do... What I need to do is but I don't have one of those symbols, so no, I'm not going to do this action at all. I'm going to come over here and summon.
Sad.
And basically, I'm summoning a whole bunch of things. Each of my forts produce 2. Great. That's 2 over here. It's 2 over here. No, not that one. And then each marked area produces 1. The marked area is currently this cow head looking thing.
I
Get
think I have one of those.
here.
I do.
David, you get one in this yellow one up here above the cathedral. And then finally, my shaper produces 2. That is 7. This is what I should have done over on that moon area. Because that lets me do this at any time. Summon at least 7 followers in a single turn.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was expecting you to do.
Yeah, and that's what I should have done, because then I could have done a whole bunch of things to command nightmares and stuff, because now I have the stuff that I need to travel up these tracks, and I really wanted to actually do the other one. This one that lets me move and destroy fort levels, because I'd be happy to destroy 2 of mine to get 4 steps on these. So I would have gotten into the first red area otherwise, but
Yeah.
especially because I would have gone on the turn after. I had one of these that lets me also advance on the ritual track, including a red. So
So you just
I summoned, produced 2 in a fort area. So.
I am still gonna check to see if there's anything devour at least 4. No, Steph, you're gonna be the one having the last turn. By the way, I'm taking this one.
Steph, did you descend or conform yet?
Yes, I just did.
All right, I am going to conform. That allows me to have one of my forts produce 3.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's something anyway. I will have this.
And then at the end of my turn, I'm playing this one. Because I have at least one level 3 fort.
Yeah.
I produce a shadow. Hey, Rainer, when it says devour 1, is that just any unit I want?
Yep.
Because it's devoured? And you're saying I want it to be one of mine?
Yes.
To gain control, yeah.
Because at the end of the game, so you see on your little player aid card, at the end of the game, your forts are going to be, for every level 2 and 3 fort, you're going to get points, and for having most through least number of units devoured, you get 8, 5, 3, or 2.
Yeah.
I'm producing a shadow, and then I'll devour one of these guys.
Yep.
Wow, all that.
Yeah, I had a level 2 summon.
I have no choice. I need to come over and play some cards. And what does that allow me to do? Play 3 cards. One of them has to be an upgrade. It doesn't really matter which one because it just needs to be. Because anytime I have at least 2 level 2 upgrades, so I get that for points. And then what else can I do? I'm going to do this, devour 1 shadow, I guess. And that allows me to produce 2 of my followers in an adjacent area. Wait, adjacent to my shaper. So that's going to go here. And then anytime if I control at least 5 areas, I can do this. And then I have one more card, which is going to be... So if I command a nightmare, what does that allow me to do? Let's see. This one allows me to move exactly 2, must devour 1 shadow or follower per area. Wow, where is he standing? Is that this one?
Yeah. What you want to do, though, is if possible, you want to take out
2 of my own
towers, yeah.
Well, so what is this? Move up to 3 in each area may destroy a fort level to climb 2 steps.
Because that's going to move this marker 4 spaces.
That marker 4 spaces.
That's only 1 point, so that's not actually that.
That might not be what I want to do then, because this can only go 2 spaces, killing your people's stuff. And I would rather kill my stuff.
Correct.
What else do I got? That gets me a point. That one gets me... Well, I might as well just do this. It says devour 1 unit, which can just be my unit. Oh, and so then I tie for 2nd or 3rd or something.
Yep.
That was 3 cards, so you guys can play or draw or whatever.
Which one are you commanding?
I didn't command anything.
Well, it says devour 1 unit to command 1 nightmare.
Oh. Okay. Move up to 3 in each area to destroy a fort. If the fort was yours, climb 2 steps. Well, I might as well just do it. So this guy, he can go to any adjacent spot first.
Yep.
Okay. So he'll just go 1, 2, 3 and kill that fort. Well,
Yeah, which means that you're gonna move that one up to get an
But
additional
so-
point.
right, but so can I also command another?
You can command
Okay.
the other one if you want to.
Not that it really matters, I suppose. No, that's fine. I'll
All right.
just call it a day.
So that is the end. We would have ended it sooner if we wouldn't have had that mistake, but that's all right. So on the ritual track, you will score now for every marker that you have on there. You'll score basically based on where they have moved past. So Steph, you're gonna get a total of 10 points. David, you're getting 6 points, and I am getting 7 points.
So, Raider, just so I'm clear, because I played 2 anytime dream cards, could I have picked up this card and played it at the end of my turn?
Which one? Where you have 2 forts that are knotted? Yes, you could.
So then I might as well have done that.
Wait, they're not adjacent to another area under your control, but you control... No, you don't,
I don't-
actually.
I don't control either of those,
You're right.
right?
Well, no, because that one says you have to have 2 forts, right?
Okay. Isn't... Oh,
Each or
okay.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, and you only have one that
Oh.
is not.
Okay.
So that still won't work. All right, now for every fort that you have, if it's level 2 or 3, if it's a level 2, you get 1 victory point. If it's a level 3, you get 2 victory points.
So 3.
And then for devoured units, David, you have the most. You're going to get 8 points. There's a tie between the shadows and Steph, so the shadows don't get any points, but they take up one of the spots. So basically, we add the 5 and 3 together, and Steph, you get 4 points. Then
Yeah.
you get victory points for any points that are listed on your upgrade cards.
Oh, well, I did not see that.
And then you score for your dreams. Whoa.
I did 1 point better than yesterday.
And I did 1 point worse than yesterday.
Is that it?
That is it.
So that
Did you-
means Rainer got 19 if you did 1 point worse than yesterday.
How did I beat you, Rainer?
Well, the fact that I didn't go and I don't know why I just went and did the ritual, because I
Ritual.
should have summoned. That would have scored. Then the next time I would have, because here's the issue that I have the ability to play lots of cards, and I have lots of upgrades. So basically, I could have upgraded several things because I can play 2 of them at a time.
Oh.
And I would have had enough time, because we wouldn't have triggered the end of the game by my first turn, maybe by my second, but if we would have done it by my second, then I would have just come and done the ritual then. Otherwise, in fact, I probably would have anyway, but then I would have had this one for the turn after. And altogether, with the nightmares that were available, because on my next turn I could have commanded that 1 nightmare and taken down some of my forts, that would have given me a total of movement here of 4 on this track, which would have been huge to get here. plus the free movement on that track, and then I would have gotten at least to 1, and I would probably have had enough things to get to the 13. But in any case, that's what it is. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I think playing in person is going to be better because, I could have seen like, okay, I had that card to play at any time to basically trigger the nightmares to come on the board. Then I could have benefited from the nightmare space on the ritual track that I just passed and did nothing with. So all these different things come into play, and it's probably a little bit easier to see that as in person.
Yeah, because the fact that both your action cards and the cards that you have in your hand, you need to look at them and evaluate them all the time, and then you do the best you can with that.
With tabletop, yeah.
So.
I think I did pretty well. I got 34, but it is. We all did things that weren't optimal at times. So I think,
right.
Things would have been a little different. But yeah.
I'm just lucky that I sacrificed some guys at the end.
8 points. It's a big deal.
8 of my 22.
Yes.
Yeah, and normally, what was your score again, Steph?
34.
Yeah. So normally you should score in the 30s, maybe in the 40s, depending on what you're doing, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely can gain a lot of experience in the first play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I got 33 yesterday, and I won this yesterday.
Well, you gained 1 point of experience then.
I gained 1 point of experience. Rainer lost 1 point of experience.
Yeah, I had to give mine up.
Maybe
he's a teacher. It's one of those things where you have to be mindful of everybody at all times. So it's fine.
But yeah, that is Nightmare Cathedral.
Well, thank you for the teach and the play.
Yeah, thank you
for
for
joining us here on B&D Con.
Yeah.
Yay, B&D Con.
So yeah, and this one will be going to. There are still a few things that are being tweaked. There's some. On some of the cards where some of the wording needs to be consistent, right?
Yeah, of course.
But otherwise, this is, aside from some minor tweaks, this is basically the final version. There are still a few things that are being worked on, but otherwise, so this will be going to GameFound on March 28th, so in just over a month.
Oh, nice.
So, and in fact, let me do this because I can. So I'm putting a link there into it, so if you are still here and watching this, you can follow the project on GameFound, and basically, you can sign up to be notified. And there's still some more accurate renders on there, what it's going to look like. Like here, this looks like we're playing with screen printed wooden pieces, right? Whereas everything is going to be nice looking miniatures and such. But yeah, it's a neat game. I feel like the area control part of it is not the type of area control that it is most of the time, right?
Oh no.
This is it has a very different feel. You don't mind that you're losing units, and it's not certainly there are times when something will happen that you don't want to, but that's no different than in a worker placement game where someone takes your spot, for example.
Yeah.